Top of the morning, ladies and gentlemen, please. You see my other YouTube pages, one of them right there. Bowler TBV. Please follow me over there for your throwback videos. Alright. Important throwback. Follow me on Bowler VNR as well. This was the main channel, but Bowler VNR 2.0 has slid past it a long time ago. And this is my other channel, Bvrclips. I'm also live on Bvrclips, but VNR 2.0 is very popular. So follow me on those. Get me up to 10,000 subs over here. I would love to get to 5,000 subs over here and 10,000 subs over here. That is the aim. Anyway, moving on. We're up on PMP business. So today, I want to highlight the plans that the PMP have, because we've been caught up with several scandals of the Jamaica Labour Party, and we only have 11 or 12 days left. Let me see, today the 23rd. So look on the calendar. Let me examine the calendar, ladies and gentlemen. We have 3, 9, 10, 11, 12 days left officially. 12 days. Is it 12 or 11? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 days. We have 11 days left, ladies and gentlemen. We're on the 12th day today. I don't know if you guys have heard this track from Devin the Doctor. Yes, Devin the Doctor. It seems all of the artists them coming out for the comrades. I saw TJ as well. Listen to this.
It is in our hand, X beside the head. PNP will say.
People time come. Yo, yo, yo. Time come, the people need changes. Time come, the people need change. Jamaica, we need a new leader. Let in more golden in the place. Time come, the people need changes. Time come, the people need change. Jamaica, we need a new leader. Let in more golden. Now one at the time for you sitting on a chair. Me no want we people are living on a fear. Jamaica stunner, put your fist in the ear. X beside the head, but we kick it in a gear. Yeah, big up man.
It is in our hand, X beside the head.
Mark Golden.
PNP will say.
People time come. Yo, yo, yo. Time come, the people need changes. Time come, the people need change. Jamaica, we need a new leader. Let in Mark Golden in the place. Time come, the people need changes. Time come, the people need change. Jamaica, we need a new leader. Let in Mark Golden. No one at the time for you sitting on a chair. Me no want we people are living on a fear. Jamaica stunner, put your fist in the ear. X beside the head, make we kick it in a gear. Yeah, big up Manly, PJ, Phillips and Porsche. Now I'm a holding for your vote back. People time come for change all about a Jamaica, shout out louder. Tell them, time come the people need changes. Time come the people need change. Jamaica we need a new leader. Let in more holding in the place. Time come the people need changes. Time come the people need change. Jamaica we need a new leader. Let in more holding in the place. We tired of them corruption. Tired to see we country malfunction. Better future for young girls, every young man. Time for Mark holding them up with substance. Me can't believe me die. The crime rate a make me want cry. Cause I live when I get too high. Tell the corrupt leader goodbye. You be golden cause time come the people need changes. Time come the people need change. Jamaica we need a new leader. Let in Mark holding in the place. Time come the people need changes. Time come the people need change. Jamaica we need a new leader. Let in Mark holding in the hand. People's a national party. Hey. People's a national party. Say time come. People's a national party. Hey. People's a national party. Say holding. Time come the people need changes. Time come the people need change.
It is in our hand, X beside the head.
Mark holding.
PNP will say.
People time come. Yo, yo, yo. Time come the people need changes. Time come the people need change. Jamaica, we need a new leader. Let in Mark Golden in the place. Time come, the people need changes. Time come, the people need change. Jamaica, we need a new leader. Let in Mark Golden. No one at the time for you sitting on a chair. Me no want for people are living on a fear. Jamaica stunner, put your fist in the ear. X beside the head, make we kick it in a gear. Yeah, big up Manly, PJ, Phillips and Porsche. Now I'm a Golden for your vote for. People time come for change all about a Jamaica. Shout out louder, tell them. Time come the people need changes. Time come the people need change. Jamaica we need a new leader. Let in more Golden in the place. Time come the people need changes. Time come the people need change. Jamaica we need a new leader. Let in more Golden in the place. We tired of them corruption. Tired for so we country malfunction. With a future for young girls, every young man. Time for more Golden, them up his substance. Me can't believe me eye. The crime rate can make me want cry. Cause I live when I get too high. Tell the corrupt leader goodbye. You be golden cause time come the people need changes. Time come the people need change. Jamaica we need a new leader. Let in more Golden in the place. Time come the people need changes. Time come the people need change. Jamaica we need a new leader. Let in more Golden in the hey. People's a national party. Hey. People's a national party. Time come people's a national party. Hey. People's a national party. Golden. Time come the people need changes. Time come the people need change. Jamaica we need a new leader. Let in more Golden. People time come. Vote for change. Vote for PNP.
Deaf.
Thank you very much. I will stand on the protocol.
We have to start with education, because education is the key to the upliftment of all nations. Alright? Listen to the plans of the PMP where education is concerned and teacher retention.
That have been observed, save and accept, to say a special recognition, of course, to the leader of the People's National Party and, as we hope, the next Prime Minister of Jamaica. I have been tasked with speaking to you on access to quality education. Our position for education is based, first of all, on the reality that education is in crisis. And not only is education in crisis, there is great deterioration over the last 10 years. Some of the facts that we must acknowledge is that over 11,000 children are not achieving basic mastery at the 6th grade level in mathematics. Additionally, 18% are achieving 5 subjects, including math and English. That means 82% has not achieved the basic graduating numbers that we desire. Indeed, we have also recognized that there is a concern at the absenteeism, but also at the literacy level. In the last 10 years, literacy in 2015 boosted from 84% in 2015 to 65% in 2024. The same subject, about 5 subjects including math and English, reduced from 28% in 2015 to 18% in 2024. Therefore, we acknowledge that education is in crisis. The second acknowledgement is that the mantra of education is a contract between God and man that states, first of all, that every child can learn, which God has allowed, but the second, every child must, is the duty of our government, of our teachers, and of our parents. We therefore are committed to achieving that role that humans have gained in that contract with God. Our overall objective and the ultimate aim within our lifetime is to have 1 degree per household or its equivalent in vocation, suggesting therefore level 4 of heart qualification in vocations. That, however, would need multiple tenets, multiple hurdles to be crossed for persons, first of all, to be able to attend the university, and the second of all, to be able to be successful at that level. We look at the first proposal that we have made for university, which is the first in the family scholarship. This indicates, therefore, that the first person to matriculate the university would receive, as indicated by the leader in his budget presentation, a full scholarship to the university.
Let me play that again. That's huge.
First in the family scholarship. This indicates, therefore, that the first person to matriculate to university would receive, as indicated by the leader in his budget presentation, a full scholarship to the university.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, that is amazing within itself. The first person in a family that qualifies to go to university, the government of Jamaica will pay for their tuition. This is a plan by the People's National Party to increase the education levels in our society significantly. Because if you know anything about Jamaican people, we are very competitive. And once you have a household with children, and the younger one sees the older one going to university, and the child is, and the mother and the father is so proud, it's going to motivate that other child to push themselves to go to that level as well. It's going to create a standard amongst family members, amongst that family. And it's a good standard that, listen, you are going to college. You are not just going to college, you're going to college to learn something, right? So you can advance the welfare and the whole human race, as our pledge says. So this is an excellent plan by the People's National Party where education is concerned. And it's a mirror. It's a mirror of what Michael Manley did, because Michael Manley gave us free education totally, right? And I have a video coming up today with Right Mango. She was going in on her live stream, and she revealed some things about how her family benefited significantly from Michael Manley and his policies. And it put them in the space that they were today. They couldn't afford education, but because Michael Manley gave it away free and they took full advantage, it raised their level of socio-economic status in the society. Her father is a mathematician. He deals with statistics. What he does is like one of few in the entire Jamaica or Caribbean that does what he does, but he's retired now. The point I'm making is, if it wasn't for Michael Manley's policy of free education, no bastard not there. You understand what I'm saying? Equality amongst people. The socialist agenda. Who knows what would have happened to that father? Who knows what would have happened to Right Mango? The child. Coming from humble beginnings. Yes? So, first in the family to go to university, getting paying for their tuition, pay tuition by the government is and I know they're going to expand this initiative. This to me, this initiative is phase one. As the economy grows, you're going to see more added on to that initiative. Mark my words. Mark my words. Give the PMP a chance, yes? Give Mark Golding a chance. Give his team. He has an excellent team. Right? Excellent team. Let's continue.
We have received questions about what is a family and how is a family defined. It is simple. There's two definitions to the family. The first is shared ancestry, and the second...
Oh, the other thing is this. If that child is already in university, wherever you're at with your education, and you're the first in the family to go to university, the government is going to pick up the slack. People, you cannot beat this. I'm telling you. You can't. Listen to this. Let me go to this. This explains it very easily.
The following is paid for by the People's National Party.
Keisha.
What?
Why am I never saying at the exam?
You never have enough money to pay the school fees, so I just couldn't do the exam.
Hold on.
What?
Saying I hear about the PNP first in the family program.
No? What else?
It's a program where the first in your family, if you attend college or university, you get a scholarship for funding.
But me already there college, that have nothing to do with me.
Keisha. Calm down.
Yes.
Hold on. It no matter if you're already in college or if you're just at the start, you can still get it.
So does that mean that my little brother get to say that I made it?
Definitely. You're gonna be the first, but you definitely won't be the last.
That sounds fun.
Sounds good. Keisha, that sounds great. What you say, man?
It sounds like time come for sure.
Education is the great.
So, you hear that, ladies and gentlemen? A student that is in college already. And you know what? There's a lot of students in college that find it very, very hard to, pay the rest of their tuition and stuff. It's just the truth, And for the People's National Party to say, listen, not only are we going to do this for somebody that is, qualifying to go to college, if they have already qualified and they're the first in their family, we're going to foot the bill. You cannot beat this, ladies and gentlemen.
The following is paid for by the People's National Party.
This is amazing.
Keisha,
What?
why am I never saying at the exam?
I never have enough money to pay the school fees, so I just couldn't do the exam.
Hold on, Keisha, hold on.
What?
Say I hear about the PNP First in the Family program.
No? What else?
It's a program where if you're the first in your family, if you attend college or university, you get a scholarship for funding.
But me already there college, that not have nothing to do with me.
Keisha, calm down.
Yes.
Hold on. It no matter if you're already in college or if you're just at the start, you can still get it.
So does that mean that my little brother get to say that I made it?
Definitely. You're gonna be the first, but you definitely won't be the last.
That sounds fun.
Sounds good. Keisha, that sounds great. What you say, man?
It sounds like time come for sure.
Education is the bridge between struggle and opportunity. It is how we lift families and grow a modern economy.
Time comes with the PNP, take Jamaica and
The
set the
proceeding
people
is
free.
paid for by the People's National Party.
Put the X beside the head, people. Use your brain. Listen to these amazing plans. Let's continue.
Is shared roof, any of which that child qualifies, that child will benefit from the first in the family scholarship. That time, it is university. We have received questions about what is a family and how is a family defined. It is simple. There are two definitions to the family. The first is shared
Rose,
ancestry,
what's up,
and the
Rose?
second is shared roof. Any
Yeah,
of which
man, me know say Andrea doing back to school ceremony, But I'm telling you all the while, you see, at the time where you have to work with, and sometimes, live streams will cross each other. You understand? Yes. So I have to start my day. And Andrea have to do what I have to do. Rattigan have to do what I have to do. Carlos have to do what I have to do. Make we talk have to do what I have to do. And all of that. Yeah, man. I'm big up to Andrea, man, because that is such a great thing that he did, the back to school initiative, and I was watching some of it too. It was a beautiful setting. Andrea doing thing already, very detailed and very creative. So yeah, man, he's an organizer, he have certain skill sets, you know what I mean? Yeah, so let's continue, because these are the things I want to focus on as we move closer to the election, ladies and gentlemen. What are the plans of the People's National Party? I'm going to be highlighting the amazing plans. And education is first.
that child qualifies, that child will benefit from the first in the family scholarship. Our numbers have been calculated and reported, and it's important to indicate to students currently at the university that for the first year, our numbers considered 4 groups of university students. So not only new university.
We good? Everybody hearing me over Bvrclips? Okay, wonderful. So, it doesn't matter which year you're actually in college. Once the PNP goes into power, right there, boom. I'm telling you, man, and I'm going to be going to the conversation that Andre had on Partnership TV with Dr. Dayton Campbell. A lot was revealed in that conversation. A lot was revealed.
We also recognize that outside those who may receive the scholarship, some are still in need of having a student loan. And again, as the leader has indicated in his budget presentation, which is why I'm so confused by the multiplicity of arguments that we have not proposed our plans. But the leader also stated that those persons who have applied to student loan, the payment will be tied to their income to ensure that student loan isn't a albatross around the necks of individuals who have the necessary expenses of survival. We have also indicated that for those who are not yet employed, student loan will not start until the start of employment. Therefore, there will be no requirement for payment. But before we get to university, we have to ensure that there is early exposure to children for their brain function. Research has indicated that 80% of the brain function occurs in the first 1,000 days. And to that extent, we will ensure that we work with the churches to create facilities for infant learning in each community so that we can have organized access to brain function and that improvement so our children can get that.
No, that's dope. That is backed by statistical scientific evidence right there. That is transformational. The first 1,000 days in a child's life, affecting them from that age in terms of your boosting of the educational standards. This is what the China does, you know. This is what the Asians do, you know. And that's why the children them over there is so advanced, you know. They've exposed them to certain things at a very early age, and it really heightens their brain function and capacity. So this is transformational. This is transformational.
Additionally, we recognize absenteeism as a major problem in Jamaica. Recently, we celebrated 22%, a return to 22% absenteeism, quote unquote, pre-COVID levels. Chronic absenteeism is suggested to be 10%. So we are celebrating twice what is suggested to be the chronic absenteeism levels.
Wow.
And this is for the general reality. Deep rural absenteeism has been said to be 55% and rural absenteeism 32%. To this extent, we have recognized some of the reasons for absenteeism to include access to transportation. And it's important to differentiate access and affordability because there are some communities being deep rural that have no access for them to even consider affordability.
Wow.
To that extent, we had indicated the RIDE program. And the RIDE program is to give $10,000 per month or $2,500 per week as a supplement to individuals who are coming from communities that may, one, not have access to make access more available, but two, may not be able to afford to ensure that they can afford getting to school. Regardless of the quality of school and teacher, absence would indicate that the child would not be able to perform satisfactorily.
Yes. Right.
We also recognize nutrition.
So the RIDE program, another great initiative. If the children are not present, how can they learn? You understand? It's very, very simple. As simple as it is, you know. Why hasn't the previous party remedied this statistic? Why have they not looked at this statistic? They are busy getting old buses, some of them that cost $1 US, to come and charge the student them $50 go and come. I wonder who is going to benefit from that business of bringing those children to school. But anyway, I digress. Shout out to the RIDE program.
To be a problem. And in recognizing that nutrition is a problem, we relied upon the research that said 56% of Jamaicans have food insecurity. Some graver than others, but 56%.
Wow.
Our current PATH program lunch is targeting less than 30% of our children, indicating that approximately 26% are still not accessing the necessary nutrition that is needed. To this extent, we not only decided to expand the number of students to over 240,000 students, but also to increase the amount from $180 to $400 per child per day. The current $180 have caused for an apartheid system in education where many children on PATH have to join a separate line of segregation and divided from persons who are affording other lunches. Principals have also started to offer 3 days of lunch because the money allotted cannot provide for the entire 5 days. Time come for that to change under the People's National Party.
Now, I'm telling you something for those who don't know. I don't know if some of you remember when you were children. Like, that segregation of children on one side that have the path program thing, it is demoralizing. It plays on all your insecurities. You feel, those kids are going to feel away. They're going to feel like they're different in the wrong way. You know what I mean? So, yeah, just let everybody get lunch at the same space. Nobody needs to know that this person is on the path program. No. We want them to walk in school in confidence and not have any distractions on their mind that might deter them from learning what they came to school to learn. You understand? So again, because the PMPs are caring government, these are the finer details that people overlook, and the PMP doesn't. Yes?
We will ensure that the stories of literacy problems in high school are a thing of the past by focusing on literacy and numeracy in the first 4 years, indicating that by the grade 6, all our children should be literate and numerate with the necessary interventions to correct the necessary things for those children. We will host camps, we will host evening programs, we will host summer school to ensure that those who unfortunately have been robbed of opportunity don't remain in the lines of the level 3 and level 2, but all come to pathway 1, which is the aim for our children.
So they understand that, there's children that at every level, the plans that they have for education, right, is to upgrade or upgrade the children to a certain level, moving them from where they're at. It doesn't matter if they're at high school and if they drop out. No child will be left behind. No child will be left behind, ladies and gentlemen. That is the whole point of the matter. They have really thought this through. And here we go to the teachers, I believe.
Finally, we will ensure that our children have great access to the necessities of a teacher in the classroom. We have seen the teacher migration and the negatives that have caused, especially in mathematics and vocation. And to that extent, we are proposing a retention plan for teachers so that Jamaica become more competitive for the services of our wonderful teachers that are constantly being asked to migrate into other spaces. This retention plan will change some of the realities that we have seen where students doing an exam in fifth form have not had a math teacher since third form. It therefore explains why less than 40% of our children taking math are passing math at this particular point in time. The teacher retention plan would include, first of all, greater access to housing through the NHT. It will include reservation of housing units built through the NHT and under government programs. It would include graduating access to motor vehicle concession. It would include forgiveness of student loan for the years that they remain in the public sector.
No, the access to vehicle and the house is amazing, It is amazing. But you see the forgiveness of student loan. I don't know if people understand how transformative that is. Because I am thinking about going back to school to become a teacher. Yes, I'm thinking about going back to school to get a loan to become a teacher. You understand what I'm saying? I am thinking about it because, listen, I will be getting a student loan, going to school, understanding that when I am done, I am going to be serving my country in the classroom to educate a whole multiple generations, right? Rose said, I hope this will be rural and urban school. Of course, Rose, remember where Damien Crawford constituency there, It's a rural area, Every school And I just once everywhere them a touch everybody. You understand? And you hear them say they're gonna work with the churches. But like I was saying, the forgiveness of the student loan every year. So if my student loan is gonna take me 10 years to pay off, I work 10 years in Jamaica while getting paid, right? And my student loan is being forgiven at the same time. You can't, come on, man. Listen, you cannot go around these people. The teacher retention plan is on point. When you're talking about the $15 million hike in terms of NHT that a teacher can access to get housing, and then the concession for vehicles, and then the tax concession for equipment, your laptops, all those things that the teacher them use, the tablets them, everything. You remember that this man is a teacher and he understands, Mr. Damian Crawford understands what teachers go through. And I was listening to the JTA president and former president, and they mentioned how many times teachers have to go in their own pockets to supplement funding that the government should be taking care of in terms of the equipment that they need to do their jobs. Those things have to stop. Listen, I don't know if it's intentional by the Jamaica Labour Party, but their track record on education is quite abysmal. It's quite depressing, right? And if you think I'm lying, listen, I was listening to somebody on Mama San live earlier, which I'll be posting that video maybe later on in the night around 11 p.m. right? Because I'm going live at 6 for the mass meeting in St. Mary, right? But like I was saying, when you look at the plans that they have for the teachers with housing, and of course the housing that they're going to get the land portion, which the government is going to pay for, especially if it's through NHT. You know, you're going to get the equity of the land itself. So the teachers will have more equity. They will have more access to more money. Apart, listen, I'm going to school to become a teacher. Point blank period. That's where I'm at today. It's open. That's where I'm at today right now, ladies and gentlemen. Because the teacher retention plan is too juicy. It's too juicy. So I think this is going to encourage more people to get an education, a teacher level education. A teacher level education. I mean, you will have the option to go overseas if you want to anyway, because they're always looking for teachers in Jamaica, right? But a teacher retention plan like this, I don't see any negatives. I really cannot see a negative. It's going to increase the level of education amongst the people, because more people can get a student loan, right, to go and become a teacher. Go to school and apply yourself. It's open enough. Go to school and apply yourself to become a teacher, and then access all of these benefits. The $15 million from the NHT, the concessions for vehicle, right? And then for your equipment like your laptops and stuff like, and they're even going to pay for their internet at home that they use to do their work. People will talk to me like, I feel like somebody got school for a teacher. Because then I'll be getting all of these benefits while serving the nation in enhancing a whole generation of kids to become first world members, first class members of society. Teachers in Jamaica, a new day is dawning. A new day is dawning, ladies and gentlemen. Now, let me go here to party leader.
This manifesto is meant for the people. And so we've allowed it to be available in diverse options. So you're going to be able to download it from Apple Podcasts, from Spotify, and or Patois version is going to be circulated on WhatsApp. It is a
No, ladies and gentlemen, I know that's not a part of the plan per se, but it is a part of the plan because the honoring of Miss Lou and the elevation and recognition of Patois is a part of the plan of the People's Land. It's open. The elevation of the recognition of Patois, it is open. The elevation of Patois, ladies and gentlemen, and the recognition of Miss Lou, it goes hand in hand. I don't think it's a coincidence that the People's National Party decided that they're going to put the manifesto in Patois. How cutting edge is that? What you say, Gloria say? Me a back bowler. This is what teachers, this is what the teachers must benefit. Yes, Gloria, may I tell you someone go turn on teacher. This too good. But back to the Patois. For them to put the manifesto in Patois, it means that they want to reach everybody. Everybody don't understand or speak standard English. This was a cutting edge thing by the People's National Party to put it in Patois. So the people in every corner of Jamaica, right, can listen to the manifesto and understand exactly what is the plans of the People's National Party. And they can now see, okay, so I saw that little part of it, and my part I can benefit from, and I can take advantage, and I can grow, and my family can grow, right? Yo, no, me I tell you, me really, this manifesto is truly, Mission Jamaica Love is truly impressive.
Accessible.
Truly.
And one of the ways that we answer the questions that people have about how we will break it down is by allowing that to be accessible in the language that we speak every day. The love for Jamaica must also mean a love for all things Jamaican, including our language.
Yes.
Job well done to the team that has been coordinating up to this very moment to ensure that we have our plans ready and available for the people. Now we're going to be diving deeper into the manifesto and to open the floodgates for that depth of conversation and who is able to stand before opportunities. Please.
Members of the diplomatic corps who are here, well-wishers, it's really an important evening. Jamaica stands at a decisive moment in our journey of nationhood.
Yes.
The People's National Party is ready for the mission ahead. And I'm honored to be entrusted with the historic task of leadership. I respectfully seek your support and pledge to respect it by working hard and honestly for you every single day.
Now, for the laborism out there, I just want to ask you one question. Do you think that Andrew Holness has been working hard and honestly for you for the last 9+ years? Or do you think that he was, you know, doing some extracurricular activities to benefit himself? Was he too busy with his businesses and not paying enough attention to education and not paying enough attention to the healthcare system? I'm just asking. And not paying enough attention to the roads and not paying enough attention to the women and children having water access. I was listening to Jamaica Carlos on TikTok and he played a video. I played it last night on my live early this morning, as a matter of fact, around 2 a.m. I did a live this morning early. You guys should go check it out. And Andrew only said to a lady, listen, I am not to be blamed for you not having water, you know, in your pipe, you know, but I am responsible because I am the government. And I was a bit confused. I had to go to Google. And when I went to Google, I looked up what responsible means. And literally, the word blamed or credited is in the description. So you being responsible means that you should be blamed if things go wrong or if nothing changes, because that is your role as the Prime Minister. So when Andrew said he's not to be blamed, but he's responsible. And at that point, I truly questioned of Andrew Owen. I truly question whether or not he's well. I think somebody needs to check on that man. Meds, like mentally, I don't get. Does he just say things because he thinks it sounds good, or does he think about what he's saying? And then, if he's not literate enough to understand that blamed and responsible is two words that truly coexist and is merged. Once you're responsible, if something doesn't go right, you are to be blamed. So how could he say to the lady, you haven't had water for many years, but I'm not to be blamed, you know? After 9 years, you tell somebody that? You in power for 9 years and that lady still don't have water, but you are not to be blamed? I said it on my live last night. I said, listen, if he had said that he's not totally responsible, or he's not totally to be blamed because of previous administrations, I would concur. That makes sense, right? But that's not what he said. He said, I am not to be blamed, but I am responsible because I am the government now. I said, mighty God. So with a leader like that, you wonder why illiteracy rate is where it's at in Jamaica. Because I remember said at the JLP, them say, saltfish better than education, you know. Saltfish, you know. And Andrew Owens recently said, I think his last year, said the economy can yam, or this year. Economy can yam. And he said it with a straight face. I remember watching the thing, and he looked at Matthew Samuda and smirked. And I was like, wow. Are these people intentionally trying to keep the Jamaican people dumb and illiterate? Or are they dumb themselves? I truly question that. Honestly, let's continue. Something wrong with them, brother.
While the macroeconomic numbers have improved steadily since 2013, due to bipartisan commitment to a sustained program of fiscal reforms.
Through bipartisan commitment, what does that mean? Bipartisan means both parties agreeing to a legislation and a commitment to the legislation. That legislation was passed under Mama P's government. So this fiscal discipline and the GDP, debt to GDP going on, I am going to continue to echo the truth, ladies and gentlemen, because the lies are being spewed so much. The JLP pundits, and Andrew Owens, I said it out of his mouth too, would want you to believe that they are the one that came up with this legislative, with this fiscal discipline and fiscal prudent practice. No. They were forced through legislation to do so because they had violated the IMF and stringent rules were applied. All right? So that's what he's talking about, bipartisan. Listen it again. Got a big word them some people don't understand. Listen it again.
Every single day. While the macroeconomic numbers have improved steadily since 2013 due to bipartisan commitment to a sustained program of fiscal reforms.
A bipartisan commitment to a sustained program of fiscal reform. So the reform happened in 2013, ladies and gentlemen, under the People's National Party. It is well documented. Andrew Owens needs to stop lying to the people of Jamaica about trying to claim the fiscal discipline. No, it was an agreement through legislation. All right? Let's continue.
The daily reality faced by our people is very different. Wages cannot stretch. Prices rise daily. Public services are substandard. Young people have too few opportunities.
Hey, I choose $1,000 for bread in some place. I choose $1,000. No, more people in the chat for tell me where they live in Jamaica. Is it true? I know that it's like $700 in some places. Is it true that it's $1,000 for bread in some places? Mighty God.
And communities across our country are trapped in poverty, crime, and neglect. Stability in the public finances without quality of life for the people is not prosperity.
No.
And it's why the people of Jamaica are clamoring for change.
Of course.
We understand both the progress and the pain because we have walked this road with you. We were the architects of Jamaica's celebrated macroeconomic reforms. From the key elements of the fiscal...
Gaza security say it is true. Jesus have mercy. Father God, take a case.
We have walked this road with you. We were the architects of Jamaica's celebrated macroeconomic reforms. From the key elements of the fiscal responsibility framework to the modernization of the revenue system, bringing the nation's debt under control and allowing a regime of inflation targeting to be introduced. Prior to all that, our party initiated the fundamental social reforms that decolonized Jamaican society and created lasting programs like PATH for our most vulnerable, the National Health Fund to support affordable health care, and JADEP for our seniors, which is a drug for the elderly program. We built institutions like the National Housing Trust and the Jamaican Urban Transit Company, and modern infrastructure like the major highways, expanded seaports and airports, and enabled investments in modern telecommunications and the transition to renewable energy through entities like Wigton Wind Farm and the large solar projects that were initiated under our watch. Benefits of national development not reached. Interior roads in every parish are in a deplorable condition. Many communities do not have access to water in people's homes. Urban blight.
No, let me talk about the water. You know, I don't know who is advising the Jamaica Labour Party, but I think they lost an opportunity to truly make a significant mark on the people of Jamaica. And let me tell you why. Their mantra is shower, shower, shower. And under a shower government, so much people don't have water, brother. Brother, the man should have a campaign, a plan, right? From 2016, from the very first moment they went into power, they should have gone to work in stretching the limit to how far they can go to bring water to every single rural community in Jamaica. Yo, if Andrew honestly, that could have been his signature, his legacy, you know. The best JLP Prime Minister in the history of Jamaica brought water to several communities that has not had water for years. Yo, the man didn't drop a ball, brother. And me I tell you, say, that could have been in campaign. When you talk about bus pan bus, you talk about water pan water, shower pan shower. We have brought clean, and you know, that takes me back to the situation with the E. coli in the water, right? A shower government, literally, right, was trying to, well, not trying to. The report from the NWC stopped coming to the KSNC. They claimed that we were tearing down Jamaica brand. Does anybody even know if there's still E. coli in the water? It even reached as far as Duns River. And then when we do the research and the doctors and the experts come out about the EQ. No, hey, let me tell you something, man. Hey, PMP, if you not listen to me, you know, you need to bring back up these things, you know. The E. coli in the water needs to be a part of the debate. Hiding that from the people of Jamaica, those results needs to be. This government cannot be trusted. I don't trust them. They are not transparent, them hide too much things. And this is dangerous. You're talking about potentially harming the health of the people, right? I don't trust them. How can you have a government you don't trust where your water is concerned? You know how bad that is? Mighty God of Daniel. Wagwan Patsy Bray. Patsy Bray say, I just buy a bread and it is $555. Well, party here we go on in some place, the bread then cost 7 bills. It depends on where you live here. Yeah, man, it depends on where you live. You see people who live at town, we're closer to the port and the airplane and whatever. And the shipping docks and them something there. God have mercy, what going to do this now? Yes, when I hear me over there, so on Boliviana 2.0. Sorry about that. I think something just happened a while ago. I'm not sure. But as I was saying, I Portmore you live? Yeah, man. Yeah, man. You're the right at Kingston this man. You see people live in a country area where them have to carry the goods them go there. The prices of every item goes up because of fuel costs. You have to factor these things in. You get what I say? It's not like you have factories all around Jamaica close to the urban areas them where them make them own bread, so the bread then cheap and them something there. Right? No. Because them have to go through the truck, and then you have the situation with the toll. If these trucks and so that is carrying goods is going through the toll, you know, it is going to heighten the price of the goods even further. You understand? Because the toll are going to give them speed to carry the goods, but it's going to cost them to pay to use the toll. So those things affect the prices of our items in our supermarket. And then you have inflation. The dollar keeps going down. Right? We have no growth in the economy. None. A measly 0.something% or 1%. Come on, man. We can't continue like that.
And decay plague our cities, while rural Jamaica has been left behind. Farm roads are often impassable. Irrigation is inadequate and outdated, and our farmers lack the tools, machinery, and support systems to produce and to prosper. This manifesto is our plan for a new chapter built on our vision, Jamaica Love. It stands on 10 pillars. Justice for all.
Justice.
Access to quality education.
Access to quality education.
Modern infrastructure. Agriculture and food security. Innovation and industry.
Yes.
Care for the vulnerable.
Yes.
Accountability in governance. Land and housing. Opportunity for youth. Violence prevention and environmental resilience.
Jamaica Love mantra, the actual acronym and what it means. Wow, that is well thought out.
These pillars are a compass. They will guide us to invest in people, close the gaps between uptown and downtown, between tourism zones and rural parishes,
yes,
between the well-connected few who thrive while the majority feel neglected and dejected.
Yes.
We will protect economic stability and leverage it into inclusive and sustainable growth, creating a new era of opportunities for those who are now excluded from prosperity, while tackling corruption and the abuse of power in governance. Jamaica, time come to lift our country higher. Time come to lift our country higher and build a future that belongs to all of us. Let us take this journey together. Thank you.
Big up the party president, Mark Jefferson Golden. Yeah, man. Go with Golden. Golden. They will not like the PMP song, anybody now? And then creative, yeah, man. Oh, Andre thing done?
Okay.
Somebody was trying to call me. Wagwan Yankee. Yo, me dep on the live, you know, bro.
Yo, Bolo.
Yeah, me dep on the live.
Okay, I just sent you a video of clip views about the JDF, the Armed Forces and the Jamaica Defense Force. Take a listen at it.
Alright. So what am I saying? Oh no. What? What is this? I said, I know I have WhatsApp on my computer. I couldn't call me.
This morning, I'm going to begin with a story on the front page of the Jamaica Observer.
Yankee bless my place. Big up.
The story is headlined, Danger to Democracy. Concern as large number of police and soldiers shun electoral process. And the Observer is reporting this morning, as Jamaicans prepare to go to the polls for the country's 19th general election, there is concern that the persistent low turnout at the polls by members of the security forces could weaken the worry is that the lack of interest in voting by members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, JCF, and the Jamaica Defence Force, JDF, raises questions about the viability of the country's democracy and the message their disengagement sends to the public. This morning.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's interesting. Okay, all right. Rose said, I hope these MPs going in and listening to Damien and don't allow hype and pride to change them. I know illicit enrichment are one of them going to jail. Yeah, we can't, it doesn't matter who it is that is in the corruption, you know. I don't care which side it is, you know. They have to go to prison, brother. We can't take no more, brother. We can't take no more. We cannot take any more, ladies and gentlemen. It's just not going to work. We cannot take any more of this corruption. It is destroying the fabric of our economy. Our youth are losing. The youth them is losing opportunities because of it. You understand what I'm saying? So, yes. Me with them, doctor. They might want to play music this time, I'm not depend on that.
I don't know about you, but the General Secretary of the party and one of the youth spokespersons are here tonight to reinforce what is to come. And that outcome is victory.
Comrades, listen up.
Wednesday, September 3rd.
Yes.
2025. Deacon Campbell.
Yes, sir. Good evening to you, Cleveland. Good evening. Good evening to your viewers as well.
Andre, always a pleasure. Good evening to your listeners. One Partner TV.
It's one thing, you know, Cleveland, I got in the vehicle to do the interview. But, gentlemen, you had Cleveland is muted. You had your first in a series of press conference that is to come today. And you're now going to be put bullseye get to understand. And what is coming? What do you want to start with tonight, Dr. Campbell?
Listen up.
Dr. Campbell, you never tell me say you use AI write your manifesto.
Mighty God.
They need to make up their minds about what they're saying because there are spelling errors in it. I don't know if AI would have made spelling errors.
Right.
And they said that they are doing most of the things that we have in the manifesto, so they need to make up their mind. And they suggested that they use AI.
Bingo! Yo, let me tell you something, man. I don't know if people really be listening to me, but I said that from the jump. I said, wait a minute. So you saying that it's AI, but yet you're saying that they're stealing your stuff. So are you saying that you used AI? Like, if they stole your stuff, isn't you using AI? And then flip the script. They're spelling errors. So what now? Brother, it's just a great manifesto. Admit it like a good hospital. And for the bread argument about the bread, for the person in Portmore. I don't know if you listen to Twins Have Twins, you know. But I remember specifically when Twins Have Twins say, yo, on a fret when one bread costs more than $500. They were warning us about the direction of the economy and where it's going. Those, hey, Metro says Twins Have Twins is an intelligent set of bridging, you know. You know, have to agree with everything when they say about, yo, may I tell you, them really understand a large scope of things in regards to global affairs and the economy and stuff like that. They are very learned. Very learned. They said it in their with the series name. Right? I don't remember the series name, but yeah, them say it tonight. I remember that. On a fret, them and say, well, not going on a fret. When one loaf of bread for more than $500 your F. Remember when him said that. And look at us now.
The same thing that it would suggest that. You know what's funny? They said that they've already done some of these things and they released an achievement document less than a month ago. And they don't have those things in it. I have searched page to page, cover to cover. I didn't see any legislation for impeachment. I didn't see where all their cabinet is going to declare their financial, their statutory declaration. I didn't see in it any first in the family scholarship. I didn't see in it any RIDE program, any EASE program. I didn't see in it any fund for the creative industry. I didn't see in it the Young Depositor Fund for housing. I didn't see in it.
Listen to me, man. Mr. Dayton Campbell, talk up the things them, man. No impeachment, no the enough for them achievements. Them no depend that. Them not pre for lock up nobody. Not even they not pre for lock up nobody at all. Them is a skullduggery government. So in a for them constitutional reform, they want to remove impeachment and the PMP wants to put it in there for accountability purposes. And this is a reason, again, ladies and gentlemen, why you should vote PMP. If you want an accountable government, we don't afraid to lock up their own if they violate. Right? Mark Golding has exercised and has demonstrated that he is not afraid. And him not taking no fumble double and no skullduggery from no member of the People's National Party. Yes, look on the small incident of words. Right? From what the bridge in the name? Dennis Meadows. Dennis Meadows kick when one a foot, you know? Because I think they will come out and mouth about scamming and scammers. That's why he's not running in that space that he's running. Marky G took a presidential decision. Cannot have a representative talking like that. Oh, remember good, I'll forever remind you guys of that.
50,000 houses. I didn't see it.
Right, that would be call me now. Hello?
Hold on.
I am live, you know.
Bolo.
I'm live. Huh?
Respect to you.
Yeah, man.
To your listeners.
Yeah, man.
It's Steer It Up Volume 10, you know.
Steer It Up Volume 10, him say it, you know. 10. Thank you, mommy.
The virgin them say, una go mad.
Yes.
When in the ear say bread gone 5 bills and you can't do nothing.
Yes.
Alright, now bread they are 9 bills.
Talk shoot no, man.
Buy it instead of them boycott it. Remember when USD just put 50 cents more on the bread, Obama? And bread never moved. Bread stay on the shelf and spoil.
Mighty God.
But we there, I watch eat them bread there, you know. I'm serious at volume 1 me and listen to them, you know.
Yes.
And everything when them man they talk about come up to 30.
Talk truth no, man.
Correct. Everything play out in the man, the boy them still there going in a ball.
Man, them on point, man.
Nice society, you know, my G.
Yeah, man. Man, them know what them are talking about, man.
Them bridging this, yo, me I say, yo, if I never for the twins move the look on society, so.
Certain way, yeah.
And get a better opener and understanding and take my head out of the box.
Right.
Because with them in a bowl.
Right.
People them head in the box, them not think outside of the box. And
yes.
Say, boy, you know, say, people don't understand, Jamaica don't understand, say, Jamaicans run Jamaica, you know.
Straight.
Not Jamaica run Jamaicans.
Straight.
If you understand what I mean. Because without the people, the country is nothing.
Straight.
It's just an island.
And you know,
think them are run behind me, so.
And you know,
the people them carry the swing and the people them not understand, say, are you hold the power now? And
the elites.
That's why them are run up and down so to get to no attention.
The elites are trying to change that, you know. You understand?
And you know, say, if we will remain docile like this, it's going to happen. Because what them doing now, if you don't understand the infiltration, what them doing now, Bolo.
family, we signed the peace treaty with I think the Spaniards are the British, you know, one of them in the British, you know. Jamaicans don't have no warrior schools anymore.
I don't know if it's something they put in the water.
We not stand up again, you know.
Yeah.
Willie Lynch syndrome running at the country hard, you know. And if you read the Willie Lynch letter, you know, mental slavery started from the Caribbean, you know, from Jamaica, you know, mental slavery, you know.
Yes.
Remember, you know, when them did abolish slavery, you know, people them did that fret, you know, and Willie Lynch come to the United States and tell the people them, I'm sure not how we get the Caribbean people them to still be slaves. Free them, but keep the job. Keep the works them, free them. But guess what? Them still have to come back to you know, to beg them to work, and you pay them 5 shillings for this and 5 shillings for that. That means you still have overwork them for less pay. And look at it now.
Yeah, keep them on their foot.
Yeah, I understand. So the Willie Lynch syndrome starts here in Jamaica. That the twins them be saying, I'm never did I look on it good enough. Me I'm looking at it and I read the Willie Lynch letter and realize that Jamaica it start from because we were the first.
Yeah.
We start the first rebellion in the world. So them cut it from the root.
Remember when Harriet Tubman said I would have freed more slaves even if they knew they were slaves?
Right. Remember, you know, them used to do whole heap of blood sacrifice and stuff on Jamaica, you know, to keep with us, you know. Remember Annie Palmer and them people, you know,
yes.
Maroons them did a fight against.
Yes.
You know, if you know, say, I'm not just physical, and spiritual, this too, you know, man.
Right.
Remember, you know, in the interview last night, you know, I forgot his name, the PNP is
Cleveland Tomlinson.
Secretary. He said, you know,
Cleveland Tomlinson.
Work off of numbers. Remember, Andrew work off of numbers. Andrew was thinking of Andrew.
Oh, Dayton Campbell said yes.
Numbers. So that means that Andrew was spiritual night to get to know down. You know, understand what
yes.
The man basically tell him already that Andrew work with numbers, you know. And understand.
So you must seek a third term on the 3rd of September. You must seek a third term on the 3rd of September.
Alright. Numerology is very spiritual and significant in this world.
Yes.
That's what the elites use to hold it down. Numerology.
Right.
Yeah, they are watching. All of that me I tell you now, that me come in to tell you now, because me I listen to them news here from me and pick me, you know.
Yeah.
And when me big woman me I look on it and me I say, but I never hear this in a stereotype.
Exactly.
Even though I listen to them, even though 1 and 2 times I play a volume 10 and I play a 11 and I play a 12. Because it's what's going on in the society.
Yeah, man, literally. No. Yep.
And then one will long before.
Yep.
Everybody I look at the twins, them and say, oh, them are not artists and them are not this and them are not that. But they are very, very, very cognitive and spiritually in line and very smart. So they understand where the level of society was going.
Yes.
And we never see that. I just about a big up and respect again.
Every time. Thank you. Thanks to the caller contribution, dear ladies and gentlemen. I'm glad that somebody else recognized when I talk about in terms of twins of twins, because I remember clearly when they said it about the bread. The man say you're fret when a bread costs 5 bills. You know how much years ago twins of twins said that, and we live because the bread past 5 bills to true. Twins of Twins, Stir It Up, Volume 10. I'm going to go back and listen. The lady gave me the reference a while ago. Let's continue.
I did not see a cut in the food importation bill. I've seen none of these things. Right? So,
are you sure never see removal of the tax?
I didn't see I didn't see that in there. So, you know, the Labour Party has been gaslighting the public for a while.
Yes.
Enough is enough. We're now at a point where the people are standing up and they're saying enough is enough. I keep telling people, this election is going to be surprising to them. They think it is close. This election is going to be a big victory for the People's National Party. We have been out there. We have done our work. There's a reason why I was able to tell the date, nomination date, and election date.
Why could you predict? How could you predict the election date? What were you using? Your political astrology?
Well, no. So when you look at it, and once we got through the point where we realized that there was not going to be an election in July, then in June, then you knew that he was going to go after the independence break. And the Prime Minister is superstitious. He's believing in numerology and those other things. So he's saying third term and the third. We believe in Jesus Christ. We don't believe in Obia and one of those other things, right?
Yes.
Our thing is based on one.
People only hear that from the GenSec. Only hear that from the Gen Secretary of the People's National Party. We don't believe in Obia. We don't believe in astrology. We believe in Jesus Christ. Come on, man. Come on, people. Talk to me nice. Only hear it from the man himself. And you saw the confirmation of the nut from Cleveland Tomlinson. Alright? This is the core principles of the party itself. Listen.
Supreme being. We are not superstitious. We are not trying to believe in Jesus Christ. We don't believe in Obia and all of those. He's believing in numerology and those other things. So he's saying third term and the third. We believe in Jesus Christ. We don't believe in Obia and all of those other things, right? Our thing is based on one supreme being. We are not superstitious. We are not trying to create any of those issues with numerology and all sort of spirit this and spirit that.
No, ladies and gentlemen, that I wanted to ask the question. Has anybody seen Del Right Chuck? The man we are trying to push this Obia thing in our legislation, the minister. Has anybody seen it? He has been quite MIA. Has anybody seen Everett Wilmington? Why does it appear that the Jamaica Labour Party is really having these persons in the shadows? I heard Everett Wilmington said something, I don't know how true it is, somebody can confirm, that he uttered something about vote buying. It appears Everett Wilmington's mouth is again allegedly exposing the JLP for their dirty deeds. It appears, allegedly. Like I said, I did not hear. Has anybody heard that tape or have that tape in their possession? Where Everett Wilmington allegedly exposed the Jamaica Labour. I heard it was $15,000 for 100 persons. How you go? $500 per person with them carrying figure vote. Something to that effect. I mean, is this true? Have you guys heard that clip? If so, could somebody forward that clip to me? The number is 1-876-451-6535. Let's continue.
We are a praying party. We are a party of God, right? And so I could tell that his simple mind was going to carry him to say third term and the third. And the JLP won his simple mind. And the JLP have been won an election on September 3 in 2007 and September 3 again in 2020. Told me that he was going to do that. But he's not even smart enough that having been predicted that he didn't even change anything. Not even the nomination day by 1 day. Or the election.
Yo, Dr. Nathan Campbell called the data. Oh, by the way, Mark Stewart called the date as well. Mark Stewart called the date of the election before and nomination day, before Dr. Nathan Campbell. Who remember? So, I mean, the man is so predictable, man. Mighty God.
By 1 day. There are people in Africa saying, oh, the man wait and make the boy Campbell come call the election. I have the voice notes of labor rights at the Africa meeting saying that. No.
Only hear that, people. According to Dr. Nathan Campbell, he has voice notes of labor rights in Africa saying, look how Andrew Owens make Dr. Nathan Campbell call the election before him. Them vex. No wonder some of them walk out of meeting. Mighty God. I told you, I said it on the live stream after it happened. I said Dr. Nathan Campbell just punked Andrew Owens. He totally punked him. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing.
We're able to drop our manifesto 2 days after. The Labour Party 1 week after calling the elections, almost 2 weeks later. I've not presented a manifesto. We are going into a debate where the questioners will be able to interrogate the PNP manifesto. They will not be able to ask anything about the JLP manifesto because one is not available to us. I think the country should pour scorn on such an arrogant move by the government to think that you can come to the electorate without saying to them what you plan to do. And then you decide that when I'm going to say it, I'm going to say it at a political rally, as if they're trying to force you to watch whatever they are saying on their soapbox. It should.
But gentlemen, don't you?
No, it's very them putting out their manifesto at a rally is ridiculous. Dr. Dayton Campbell is going to expound on that.
And this as a political circus, to be using a political rally to launch a manifesto. Isn't this a political circus?
Absolutely.
I don't want to be subjected to this green clad thing with people ringing their bells and all of those things. You're telling me that as a Jamaican, that they're asking to choose Jamaica, that you should watch a JLP meeting to hear what the government plans are for a new term. That can't be. I think people should shun them. Yes. I honestly think people should shun them. It's arrogant.
Shun them, yes.
And it's coming across as if they think that they own this land. The slogan itself to suggest that the only way to choose Jamaica is to choose the Labour Party is ridiculous. It is offensive in every way. It is the most divisive campaign slogan that I've ever heard. To suggest that the only way for you to be patriotic and choose your company is to choose a political party is madness. This should go down as a campaign that has failed, so that in the future, in many years to come, people understand that you do not do these things in a campaign. The Labour Party will be rejected at the polls.
Dr. Campbell, you know, if it was...
I really hope that the Labourites them shun them Sunday. I really hope that the well-thinking Labourites them shun them. It's really arrogant. It's really arrogant. After me now listen to me. You think me I listen now Sunday at our meeting here? I'll be streaming it live. Me now have no time for the manifesto.
MP who took that stance to have a political rally to launch your manifesto. The entire media house or fragments of the media would come down to publicly criticize the PNP making a mockery of people.
They would. Maybe some would even say that we should be boxed. But that's a different discussion. That's a different discussion. But they would. And rightfully so. A manifesto. Remember now, you know, we have both political parties have hardcore support. We call them die-hard supporters that are going to vote for that party either way. And then you have persons that are within the middle. And I think during a campaign, we're trying to see how best we can reach out to those persons within the middle. The moment you've decided to launch your manifesto at your rally suggests that you are only interested in your supporters.
Bingo. I don't think, listen, I'm at the point where I think that the JLP, somebody in there, whoever is advising Andrew Honest, whoever is running the show, the campaign, I think they are seriously self-sabotaging the JLP. Yo, every move they make is a destructive move on their own reputation and their own party. Seriously. I don't know who advised Andrew Honest to sue the Integrity Commission, but that in itself was a dumb move. Right? I don't know who advised him to publicly berate the Integrity Commission and to have his hardened supporters them thinking that the Integrity Commission is some boogeyman trying to take him down, when the Integrity Commission report and the affidavit from Craig Beresford, just reading it, and you see, this is the thing, you know, they don't read, and they don't even follow the people that do read. A smart thing to do is follow the people that do read. And while they're reading, right, they can look at the manifesto, the things that they point out because they already done the reading. You can look at it and go, wait a minute, Let me look deeper into that. If it spark your interest. Laverne, how you doing? Right? These are the things I'm talking about with this government. I don't know, seriously. I really believe that they are self-sabotage. Somebody is sabotaging Andrew Honest, ladies and gentlemen. The moves that they are making, this manifesto launch at a rally is ridiculous. It makes no sense. At a rally, it's all about the music, it's all about the vibes, it's all about getting your base riled up for election. That is on Sunday will be like 10 days away. Because I think it's 11 days away now, so tomorrow is 10 days away. It's going into single digits, and you are going at a mass rally to put out your manifesto. Who is advising Andrew Honest? Them don't like him. Them don't like him.
That's what it suggests, you know. But I'm saying it is the nature, it is the arrogant, divisive nature of Holness and his administration that they tell you that the only way to choose Jamaica is to choose the Jamaican Party. It's ridiculous. They tell you that they were increasing the salaries because they want to retain the best and the brightest.
Oh, God. Come back, Mr.
They haven't done that.
Come back, Mr.
Dr. Campbell got cut off.
That was a great point Dr. Campbell was making, right? Because Holness said, listen, the reason why you're not getting top performance from the politicians is because you're not paying them well. And if we're gonna use his logic, is that the reason why the students of Jamaica aren't doing well because you're not paying the teachers? Is that the reason why crime and violence, the abuse of the police and JDF and JCF members on the public is happening because you're not paying them their overtime and they're frustrated and they're taking it out on the citizens? Is that the reason why the hospitals are the way they are? Because you're not equipping the nurses and paying the nurses? I don't know. I don't know. Paying the nurses enough money? I don't know. These are questions. Because based off your logic, for you to get top performance from the individuals in these public sector jobs, you have to pay them good money. Else you're not going to get good service. And that was his excuse why a 200 to 300% increase was given. Mighty God.
Yeah. You see, Andre, are you hearing me? You hear me?
We're hearing you clearly.
Right. There's this argument that I notice has been propagating and being promulgated across the labor right camps that the government, the JLP, doesn't need to put forward a manifesto because it's already put forward. It's a record of achievement. When a political party,
no violation.
Here, that the PNP or the argument that the PNP, it's only that the PNP
manifestly having objections, so that they just need to listen to
style to the media. And Damien and Sophia Fierce fixes them. But Dr. Campbell,
yes,
there is a sentiment from members of the media that, and a sentiment from Apka Fitzhenley that the PNP is carrying a dictatorial style to the media. What is your word to Apka Fitzhenley tonight?
I don't have much to say to Apka because I don't believe he can be helped. However, he has a very estranged relationship with the truth.
Oh my God, shots fired. The man said the man have an estranged relationship with the truth. No, we gotta break that down for the people. An estranged relationship? Estranged. Jesus. Estranged. Meaning no longer close or affectionate. So according to Gensec, Apka Fitzhenley does not have a close relationship with the truth. He are affectionate. He doesn't like the truth. He's not really that close to the truth. I love it. Let's continue.
At the meeting, I don't have much to say to Abka because I don't believe he can be helped.
Yes.
However, he has a very strange relationship with the truth. We, at the meeting, read the debates.
Oh my God.
The person representing us expressed that we had some about a few journalists from nationwide. And if persons are of the opinion that something is wrong with us having objections, so that they just need to listen to any public opinion, any public commentary from that station, and they could see why we would take that stance. This is the same radio station that said we are responsible for a person shooting up their station, even though 2 years later we have heard nothing from the police. The first time that story came about, it said that persons were in a car, and how could they be in a car at 4 o'clock with that traffic and get away? They said no, they were on a bike. Then after that, they said
whoa. So the story about the shooting at Nationwide, what Dr. Nathan Calvary is saying is that at first, it was a car, and then when questioned about how could they get away in a car on that busy street in Kingston at down on Bradley Avenue at 4 o'clock, they said it was a bike. Damn, allegedly.
I should be boxed. One of the persons said that Comrade Pattison, our erstwhile leader, who served as the longest prime minister, that he should go to his bed and don't kick over his pee-pee pot.
Wow.
Murderous prime minister. Those are the things that were said, you know.
By George Davis.
So when we object, it is from a basis that these persons have manifestly shown that they are not unbiased. They then objected to Milton, Ian Jackson Miller, Jovan Johnson,
and Kimon Francis.
So all of them journalists they only hear the JLP object to Ian Jackson Miller. Make we hear it again.
So when we object, it is from a basis that these persons have manifestly shown that they are not unbiased. They then objected to Milton
Walker,
Ian Jackson Miller, Jovan Johnson,
and Kimon
Francis.
But they come in the media, and this is what I mean about them gaslighting and just lying to the people. They come in the media and pretend as if the PNP had objections and they had no such thing. They have no basis on which they have objected to those persons. As I said, any bystander looking on could see why we would have a difficulty with those persons. And, you know, I said, when I was called, I said, you know what? We're not going to cause them to say we do not want to have a deal. So we're going out there. Right? They have set up this discussion that you can't replace their leader with ours. We are going to prove to them that that is a fact. Because Mark Golding is more intellectual than Andrew Holness. Of the legislative process, I think everyone would understand. If you watch the parliament, that is the best legislator in the parliament, has a better understanding of the economy, has a better understanding of the social issues that are affecting the country and what needs to be done to address them. Has an appreciation of the values and morals that we must have as a society and as a people. Is more willing to incorporate the church, faith-based organizations, more willing to reach out to groups that have been downtrodden, Rastafarians, Maroons, and to make them a part and make this about all of us together as a people.
Right. I want you to get on. I want you to talk about how did Mark Golding and the PNP come to the point where they want to broaden the inclusion of the Maroons and the Rastas and members of the Diaspora as members of the Senate?
Excellent question, Andre, and I'm glad he asked it because this is one of the things then that people need to understand about the plans of the PNP. That is transformational. Never been seen before, and it's going to really, the impact of this is you're going to see it positively for generations, back a generation, back a generation, back a generation. Like, this is a long-term, short-term, mid-term, genius plan by the People's National Party. Listen.
We've always been the national party, you know. We've all, if you go back to when the party was launched, Norman Manley said it. We are a national party, right? We've always been that party that have been inclusive, participatory. We try to involve all the citizens in what we are doing, which is what led to our manifesto coming about the way in which it did. It has nothing to do with artificial intelligence. It's real intelligence. And it came about through consultation, by us going out there, meeting with the different sector groups. You know, the reason why the Labour Party is opposed to what we have proposed, but the rest of the society likes it, is because it came from them. It came from. So we met with the farmers. When we said an agricultural development fund, they thought it was just my idea. They criticized it heavily, not knowing that that is something that is coming from the JAS.
Wow.
Wait a minute.
When we went out there,
hold on. Wait. What?
Of the society likes it is because it came from them. It came. So we met with the farmers.
Yes.
When we said an agricultural development fund, they thought it was just my idea. They criticized it heavily, not knowing that that is something that is coming from the JAS.
Wow. The JAS, I think, is Jamaica Agricultural Society. So the national the special fund for farmers. Hey, what's up, Steffi? The special fund for farmers, Dr. Dayton Campbell. What he spoke about. He's saying it come from the JAS. JAS. What? Jamaica Agricultural Society. Wow. So the PNP ideas is the people's ideas. May I tell you, Steffi, me there? The PNP ideas is the people's ideas. Mighty God, I didn't know that. I didn't know that the JAS was the one that came up with the plan about the fund for the farmers. And now it's because, you see, this is the thing again. No wonder the manifesto so good, man. The People's National Party did their work. They have consulted the people, asked them what they would want, what they would need, what kind of assistance they need, and they have put it in their manifesto to grant them that assistance. Oh my God. No, they can't lose. This is going to be a landslide. Don't watch it hype. This is going to be a landslide. No.
Wow.
Wow.
When we went out there and we proposed things in relation to housing,
yes,
it's not just because we want to win an election, but it's because we, in having the discussion, speaking to people at NHT, they have said this is a hurdle to young people owning a home. They need to be able to have access to the deposit.
So they went through the data at the NHT and saw that, listen, we are having a hindrance with persons owning their homes because they can't find the first deposit. So the PNP said, listen, okay, we're going to give it to them. We're going to grant them the deposit because they want to increase home ownership. Transformational. Look how simple that is. Through consultation, through going through the data, and now they have come with a solution. It's simple, but it's transformative. Man, come on, bro. Come on, man. Stop it.
You have persons who do not benefit. Because they don't have the pay stub.
Do that and be
it's a hurdle to young people owning a home. They need to be able to have access to the deposit.
Right.
And that's how the Young Depositor Fund came about.
Yes.
We realize you have persons who do not benefit, and because they don't have the pay stub. So what can you do to provide an opportunity for them to own a house? We came up with the rent to own, that you can show for 6, that you can be reliable, and you can make the payments, and then we'll convert you. In terms of the Rastafarian and persons in the diaspora, we have always been open to incorporating those persons from the Maroons, persons from Rastafarian, persons from the diaspora. The diaspora is not only important when we want money, you know.
Yes.
It's a remittance service. We do have persons there that have the capacity to assist with some of the issues going on in healthcare, in education, in national security. They've been exposed to this in a first world country.
National security, Mr. Will Rattigan. Hey! People, pay attention, bro. Pay attention. Play that back. Diaspora.
The diaspora is not only important when we want money, you know.
Yes.
Yes.
It's a remittance service. We do have persons there that have the capacity to assist with some of the issues going on in healthcare, in education, in national security. They've been exposed to this in a first world country, and we should tap into that knowledge.
Oh my God, Mr. Will Rattigan. Oh, when the right time comes, some are got charged for corruption. The People's National Party has heard Will Rattigan. The People's National Party has heard Will Rattigan. Let me tell you something. Don't be surprised if you see Will Rattigan playing a key role in the anti-corruption body in Jamaica. Do not be surprised, ladies and gentlemen, if he's at a top role with his expertise. Can you imagine the FBI supervisor retired, right? You can't talk about him like how you talk about Renita Adams. Mr. Will Rattigan is on another level. Yes? Intelligence. Yes. And no disrespect to Renita Adams. Also, a man where it commands investigative intelligence. But I'm just saying, the FBI is another level. Yo, this is... Oh man, I'm excited, bro. I don't know about you guys, but I'm excited.
We got country because the remittances, and Cleveland knows this more than I do, but the remittances are a major contribution to the economy in Jamaica. You know?
Yes.
Over 20%. Over 20% have been.
Right? So it can't be that we are willing to facilitate that, and we welcome them when they are sending home that money. But then when they should have a say in what takes place in the country, all of a sudden we bar them from the conversation. We are not into that.
Dean Jackson Miller, respectfully. You hear that? Yeah, man.
Maroons, if you know the history of Jamaica, then the Maroons, you would understand the place, the sacred place that they hold in the history of this country.
Talk about it.
They should have a seat at the table.
Yes.
They deserve to have a seat at the table.
And Mark Golding is making that commitment for the Maroons and the Rastafarians to have a seat at the table.
It has always been. You know, the last piece of social legislation, that meaningful social legislation in Jamaica, is the decriminalization of marijuana, you know. And that was done by Mark Jefferson Golding to ensure that the youngsters who were getting a criminal record, barring them from working with government, from going on farm work program, and just plugging up the court system as well, that we were able to deal with that issue, right? And that's who we are. Social justice is a founding tenet of the People's National Party, right? This government does not, you know what is funny?
Yes.
Long-winded, but you know what is funny? They have convinced a generation that the PNP did nothing in 18
Come on,
yes,
man.
Can you debunk that?
Come on, bro.
They are the greatest government to ever exist. They came up with even this fallacy that is the first time a government can campaign on achievements. It's a lie. What was PJ saying when he was at the progress? I don't understand. When we were publishing documents saying hundreds of reasons to vote for the PNP, what were we campaigning on? We were campaigning on achievements. No. What institution have they built in this administration?
Not even one.
What school?
The same JUTC that they're campaigning on now, built by the PNP.
Right.
HP, NHF, Universal Service Fund. Yeah. All of these things, brother, were built by the People's National Party, the PART program. There is nothing that they can show that they have built in this in the last 10 years that has contributed. Not even a school. It's the first time in the history of the country that we've had a government that has not built one school.
That's crazy.
Mighty God.
That is crazy.
And you hear me, Andre?
Yes, man. Go ahead, Cleveland.
Yeah, man.
Or should I say Senator? should I say Senator Tomlinson?
And a lot of the major pieces of execution on the part of this government would be regarded to be a continuation of what the PNP did. And I give you examples. When you look at the adjustment in salaries for the public sector workers, the JLP would want you to think that it's their ingenuity, that they just decided, oh, let's do an adjustment to public sector salaries, let's pay public sector workers more. Not so. In 2015, Portia Simpson Miller signed with the JCTU at OPM that the government of Jamaica at the time would undertake a restructuring of public sector compensation. It was slated to be done in the 2017-2018 fiscal year, but the government of the day at the time, the JLP, didn't do it at that time. They did it later in 2021-2022 fiscal year, I believe. Right, so that was something that we were going to do because we had signed to it. It was an agreement that Portia Simpson Miller signed in 2015 at the office of the Prime Minister. But that we committed to doing it. We would have done it if we had not lost power in 2016. So it's not an continuity on the part of the JLP.
But Dr. Campbell, the teachers are restive.
Yes.
The public sector workers are restive. The firefighters are restive. What assurance can the PNP government or a PNP government give to public sector workers today? Well, there are teachers who are listening to this program tonight who want some assurance. There are firefighters, there are nurses, there are doctors who are listening to this program tonight. As we speak, Dr. Campbell, what different is the People's National Party going to do, especially through the Ministry of Health, to see to it that workers at UWI Hospital, KPH, salaries are not late? What are you going to do for the policemen who are responding to me to say, Andre, them salaries cut short? What is the People's National Party going to be doing for the public sector workers of this country?
All right, so with the wage negotiation that the public sector transformation that took place, it is where persons are taking home less pay than they were taking home before. So our first is to address the anomalies that exist within the system. That's the first commitment. Second commitment is that we don't think that 0% is an offer, right?
It's never been an offer.
We do not think that 0% is an offer. It's actually insulting to come to the table and start a negotiation at 0. It's actually very insulting. And to having reopening the negotiations and having a proper negotiation with respect and with consideration to what is needed by our public sector workers.
Yes.
We've also put out things that will greatly benefit them. A nurse, an example.
Sorry about that.
A nurse
I did on mute.
we
Sorry.
say working, say she's taking home $200,000 a month, and she works some overtime, and she earns $160,000 in overtime. Because the $200,000 is
Whoa. Rose say, my family member went to the office of one of the laborers to get access to an overseas program, and they dismissed and said no help for PNP. Wow. Oh my God. Wow. Political victimization. Wow. That is so distasteful. Wow. What a travesty.
above the income tax threshold, she would start paying taxes.
Yeah.
And is over it. So all of the overtime would be currently subjected to income tax at 25%.
Wow.
What we have said that we're going to remove income tax from overtime is that $160,000 that she would have worked in overtime, she would have paid 25% of it as income tax. That's $40,000. She's no longer going to be required to pay that $40,000 in income taxes. She would take home all $160,000. So that's an additional $40,000 that she would take home.
Wow, Dr. Campbell. Is this going to be an immediate policy of the People's National Party government?
It is. It's a commitment that we're making to the people of Jamaica.
But immediately, if you win,
yes, ma'am. Yes,
if you win, Julian Robinson go and come to the parliament to make the announcement.
just as the first in family, if you're currently in university or contemplating going to university and you're the first in your family, your next tuition will be paid by the government of Jamaica if you're the first in your family. It applies to those contemplating going and those who are currently at university.
Only hear that?
Right, so the election is on September 3. You're in first year at UWI now, and you're going into second year come this September. The second and third year, 4-year program, the fourth year, if you're the first in your family, will be paid by a People's National Party government. But back to the issue of...
Wait. People of Jamaica, it's my duty as a teacher to reinforce, because the essence of teaching is repetition.
Tell them, why only think me do what me do on here, so? Why do you guys think I do what I do? A lot of the time people are watching these programs and they miss these key things. And I said, no, I have to highlight this immediately as the People's National Party go into power, ladies and gentlemen. Right? The first to college initiative, right? The first in the family initiative to go to university. If you're entering into your second year, your third year, your fourth year, if you're going into your first year of college, a PMP government will be paying for your tuition. How much are UNO right now? How much Jamaicans right now is qualified for a tertiary education, but the parents them can't find the money for to go to college? Ladies and gentlemen, there is hope. There is hope. Listen to me. UNO don't fumble the ball, you know. Voting for the People's National Party is a home run for the people of Jamaica. Guys, catch this ball, run with it, and go touchdown September 3rd and put in the X beside the head. These are plans. This is not no 100-day promise. This is immediately as them go into power. The people with their salary, we are lose money from their salary because of the taxes. As soon as the PNP going up for that, done with. Wash hands clean, all taxes removed. You hear them boss, but no new taxes, but we are paying the most taxes we ever paid, ever, in terms of sum of taxes. Why you think the what you call it? Why you think the budget has expanded into $1 trillion? Tax collection has gone up, ladies and gentlemen. The amount of taxes collected. So they didn't have to put any new taxes. Inflation and everything else that they're doing is still taking a lot of taxes from us.
Jamaica, nurses, teachers, firefighters, immediately, effectively, People's National Party under Mark Jefferson Golding is saying that the 25% that was on your income tax for the overtime will be removed with immediate effect. So that gives you access to more money to go to the supermarket, to go take a trip, to go fill up your gas, go pay your light bill, go pay a loan, pay something. Mark,
just think of what you
have to drive home that point tonight, Dr. Campbell. Drive it home a little bit more, man. Drive it home a little.
Every time I look at my pay stub, I must tell you, it causes some amount of heart tachycardia, right? The heart race when you look at how much you pay in income tax. Essentially, when you look at it on your overtime, you look at it and you're like, whoa, 1 week out of the month I work for free because 25%, there are 4 weeks, so 25% is 1 out of the 4, right? So 1 week is work for free. So these people are looking at their pay stub and they're saying, oh yeah, I got $200,000 in overtime. But 50 out of that gone in taxes, no more. You will now take home all 200,000. So you can put an extra room on your house. You can save towards buying a car, not a Pro Box. You can children who are going through school. You can do whatever. You can plan for a vacation that you need, right? Because you do need that balance in life. You can take care of family members. And some of us to assist with some of the things. You have elderly parents, you can help them as well. So people will have more disposable income. And I hope the minister don't say there's nothing in the budget called disposable income in your own personal budget, right? People will have more disposable income that they can assist and do some of the things that they want to do. And it's a similar thing for those people who are in the service industry who get tips.
Hotel workers, the hotel workers. Talk to the hotel workers tonight.
No, it's not all tips. Some people get tip in their hand, and that's not tax, right? But for those who pay tax and tips, we're going to cut that out as well. And your tips, your gratuity, your commissions. The idea here is that we're trying to solve the issue of the cost of living crisis and the issue of the low productivity. If you look at the productivity in the country, it has decreased significantly under this government, you know.
Yes.
At some point in time, I hope there's an expose that is done to show the true state of affairs in Jamaica. Not this facade that is being put up by the government to suggest that everything is right, but for somebody to actually debunk it and show the true state of affairs. In the decrease that is there in productivity, the decrease that is there in foreign direct investment, the decrease that is there in the number of persons passing 5 subjects to include maths and English, decrease that is there rate, life expectancy, and mortality, which are clear indicators of development, you know. Your maternal and infant mortality rate are clear indicators of the level of development of a country. Those are worse in Jamaica than they were 30 years ago. So this notion that everything is all right, that you have low unemployment, even though you have 7,000 people who are not employed, not looking for a job.
Yes.
You're suggesting that you've addressed the poverty situation when FAO says that 55% of people can't eat properly. They're suffering security. Yep. This is the reality that is out there. And I've said it, no amount of PR can convince a hungry man that he's not hungry.
Exactly.
That is what the party is finding out now that they've joined
Lion King, big up.
Because
Sonia,
they were
what's
there
up?
with their campaign in the media and using their bots and social media. And because of that, it creates this impression that the elections are close. But I can tell you, when you reach to the ground, you will realize that people are tired of this government. They want change. Number 3, they will be voting in a new government.
You know, Dr. Campbell, my phone over the last 2 days has gone off to a point that me throw the phone. The amount of people who are saying Andre done on this poll has left them in a reactionary state. But you and I are 2 political analysts, and we go deep, and we spoke this morning, and you gave me another perspective.
Yes.
On the timing of the poll. The timing of the poll, can you remind them tonight, Dr. Campbell, was between these sometimes.
No, so let me see. People, you know, persons that are out there, just be relaxed. Be relaxed. Everything is fine. No, several things I want persons to examine. You always have to look at all of the poll results. All of it. Right? You have to take all of it together. No, the poll says that the PNP has a 1% point lead. Let's just take that. That's what it says. The previous poll said we had a 3% lead. The margin of error is plus or minus 3.
3%. Yes.
So it meant that whatever it was the time before, you could have added 3 to it, or you could have subtracted 3. It was somewhere within that range. So if you look back at 1, it is no change from what the last one was. 1 to 3 is 2, right? You have 2 at 1 to get to 3, or you take 2 from 3 to get to 1. So it's still within that margin. So that's not. And I see even an article in one of the dailies saying JLP surges. There's no surge. You know what a surge in the poll? The favor Mark Golding. Moving from 30% to 39% in 2 months. Now, if you take 9, that's an increase of 9. If you take 9 and put it over 30 and find the percentage, it's 30% increase that has happened. Increase that has happened for Mark Golding's favorability in the last 2 months. The labor right should be shaking at that number, and I suspect that is why Holness was disparaging Don Anderson, because he saw that result.
Yes, that Mark Golding is gaining ground in terms of popularity amongst the people.
look at the net favorability of the leaders. So you look at the positive, the favorability rating is, and what the unfavorable rating is, and you subtract them. When you do that for wholeness, you get 4%. You have 41% favorability and 37% unfavorable. When you subtract them, you get 4%. Mark 39% favorable and 27% unfavorable. When you subtract them, you get 12. So the net favorability of Mark Golding is 12%. The net favorability of wholeness is 4%.
Yes.
That is significant. That means that Mark Golding can help to pull a candidate in a marginal seat over the finishing line.
Mighty God.
But 3 times as easy as wholeness.
Wow.
Because 12 is 3 times 4, right? So his ability to help a candidate in a marginal constituency is 3 times that of what wholeness's ability is.
So the poll is telling you that wholeness is damaged goods.
Wholeness is damaged goods, and wholeness is affecting his candidates in the marginal constituencies.
Oh!
Wow!
I am telling them that because we do polls as well. Wholeness is bringing down the candidates in the marginal constituencies. His unfavorable rating is at 37. Almost 4 in every 10 Jamaican thinks negatively of the Prime Minister. Now, a positive rating does not mean that I will vote for you. Because I can say this is a decent individual, I like them, and I have a favorable view of them. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to vote for them.
Yes.
For them.
An unfavorable view of you, though, is a guarantee that I'm not going to vote for you. There is nobody that's an unfavorable. So for instance, let me give an example. I think that Delano Seawright is a good guy. I've known him from UA days. I have a favorable view of him. I wouldn't vote for him, but if you ask me my opinion on him, I would say he's a
good labor, right?
If a favorable view of him. If you ask
but you're not voting for him.
Wouldn't vote for him, right? But if you ask my view of Daryl Vaz, it would be unfavorable. I don't think it's fit to be in the party.
Yeah, man.
I was in West Portland. If I was on the list in West Portland, and I'm in South Sea Park in White House now where I live. If an election was called and I was an elector in West Portland, I would pay my own money to go to West Portland to vote against Daryl Vaz because of a favorable view of him. Because I do not believe he should be in there. That's what the unfavorable view does. It motivates people to say, no. Time comes for you, come down now. And that's what you hear when you go around. People are side-eyeing the Prime Minister now. If I'm a nurse, I have to be certified by NHA. If I'm a doctor, certified by the Medical Council. Lawyer, I have to be certified. Guard, I have to be certified. Real estate agent, I have to be certified. And guess what? I don't get to choose none of the persons who are on the Medical Council of Jamaica. The Prime Minister gets to choose the commissioners who are on the Integrity Commission. But the Prime Minister is not certified even though he gets to choose the commissioners who are on the Integrity Commission. And the average person who doesn't choose the people who are on the board that certifies them, they have to be certified. And guess what? It is that Prime Minister who determines what my salary is, how much taxes I pay, and I have to be certified and he doesn't have to be. The people that say that this is not an issue, they part of the problem in the society. Right? Are a part of the problem in the society. The people that say this doesn't matter. It matters. Cleveland will tell you that if you go to your first economic class, they will tell you about opportunity cost. What is the you have to forego, right? What's the best opportunity you have to forego, right? So when they steal the money, what opportunity did we have to give up because money is not available? When they steal the money, that money is not available to buy desks to put in the classroom. It's not available to buy beds to put in the hospital. It's not available to fix our roads. It's not available to do any form of development in the country. So corruption does matter. And the people saying it doesn't matter are a part of the problem, not the solution.
So,
mighty God.
Dr. Campbell.
Yes.
No, that is a lot to digest. Literally. That is a lot to digest. Wow. Look at it, just look at it. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody else have to be certified. And they don't get to choose who is on the board of certification. but Andrew always get to choose who is on the IC. Although he got to choose them, now he's still carrying them to court. Whoa! You cannot make this up, bro. You can't.
You spoke about the certification of the Prime Minister. Some would argue that majority of Jamaicans don't really have a problem with that.
That's not true. 37% saying that he's unfair. It's not true that there's. I think his unfair rating got to 37%. Difficulty with the situation with him and the Integrity Commission.
Of course.
We have a Prime Minister that is suing the head of state is suing the Attorney General that he appointed. But people realize the Prime Minister of Jamaica is the Attorney General in court, you know.
Yep.
Mighty God.
Look at the document. The Prime Minister is the claimant and the defendant is the Attorney General of Jamaica. The Prime Minister who appointed the Attorney General has the Attorney General chambers in court. That is ridiculous. That could never happen in any other country.
Nowhere.
Cleveland.
Yeah, man. It's really unacceptable because it was Lithuania the other day. The Prime Minister
had to resign
because of an unfavorable outcome from an investigation into his personal, private business practice.
After all of those scandalous things in that affidavit, gentlemen.
Yes.
The Prime Minister shouldn't be on a ballot.
Exactly.
It's unfortunate, and as a young person, when I look on, I am concerned.
What you should do, Cleveland,
is that this will set a precedent, and I'm concerned about that because it runs the risk of normalizing something like
criminalities and tutsis.
The office of the Prime Minister is such an important office that the office holder must be above reproach.
Exactly.
No one is entitled to be Prime Minister. And if you have issues that weigh on your integrity, that has the potential to weigh on the integrity of the office of the Prime Minister, you must step aside.
Yes.
Step aside, clear a name. If you're set free by the court, then you can come back.
Simple.
But you should not be in the office and be in the courts at the same time, especially when the matter concerns you bringing the state to court, bringing the Attorney General's chamber to court. It is unacceptable, and it would not have happened in any other mature democracy.
Shame, gentlemen. Shameful. Shameful, man. Shameful. And then you have people like Delroy Chuck talking about, all they talk about over there is corruption. As if corruption is not a serious issue. Jamaica is not taking, and I have to concur with what Mr. Dayton Campbell said about the Jamaicans that are saying that trying to play down Andrew on his statutory declaration. And you have some real, some labor rights out there where, I mean, them have this narrative running around that the Integrity Commission is just trying to is trying to take down Andrew. Not that Andrew honest lied, you know. Not that he was not cooperative, you know. They blame everyone else but Andrew. They are worshippers of Andrew Honest. Me, I don't worship nobody in PMP. Nobody, no politician. If them wrong, just like how Andrew come and say, PMP only need to step it up, only now go on good. Yes, that is at them the energy that we are talking about, right? Wayne Johnson, big up. Welcome to the platform. You guys remember to hit the like button for me, please. Can we get to 100 likes, guys? Thank you.
Are you going to be dissecting that affidavit some more in this election to remind the Jamaican people how Holness got his money out of all in Cash Plus and SSL when no one else did?
It's Houdini. It's Houdini, man. The man has a talent. You know, in 1999, I was going to Fern Court. I was getting $50 to go to school. $50 and $50. When it was $60, $25 was to go to school and $25 to come back from school. I read in the affidavit where it says that Prime Minister made $10.2 million from owning taxis in 1999. And I am sitting there wondering to myself, would we go to school to go study medicine and all of these things if we could make $10.2 million? Forget 1999, even now. If in 2020 I buy some taxes and make $10.2 million from it. Going through staying up at nights and doing all of them hard work and things that I've been doing over my life to give my family a better chance.
Yes.
Right? Man says he made 10.2. I want people to listen to this, you know. That says declared in a court document. That is what we are seeing. That based on what he submitted, he made $10.2 million in 1990, I believe it was, from owning taxis.
Two. So he needs to give.
I want people to just process that. Just process that and tell me problem.
Dr. Nathan Campbell is breaking up, but my God, I never thought about that, you know. No, I never thought about that. Guys, remember that the dollar was more stronger back in the day, right? 1999, 1997, 1998. The dollar was stronger. So for you to make $10.2 million of taxi service when the average fare was $100, if so much, no, the average fare was maybe less than $100, more than likely less than $100 because the dollar was so strong. How then did you accumulate that much money in taxi service? And like Mr. Dr. Dayton Campbell said, if it was even now, right, you still couldn't accumulate the amount of money with taxes. So something is it doesn't add up. Andrew Honest is not being truthful, ladies and gentlemen. Something is very wrong. And we need to get to the bottom of it. And him shouldn't be on the ballot. And look how him destroying him own party with the ratings. Dr. Nathan Campbell did an excellent job explaining the ratings, the favorability ratings, and how it affects the candidates. So Mark Golding, favorability is so good that he can go out and help a candidate win a narrow seat while winning his seat comfortably. Somebody say Jamaica first say in Kingston and St. Andrew bus fare was $10 back in idea. Look at that. How we make $10 million? Remember say you have to buy fuel, you have to do maintenance on the car. How we make $10 million for the year in a taxi service? That had to be a monopoly in King. He was the only one that had a taxi service. But there's an allegation that these taxi companies were not even tangible taxi companies. There's an allegation that these businesses were shell companies. I don't know if that's true or not, but like I said, it's an allegation. $10 million. Wow.
Dr. Campbell is breaking up.
Yeah, the Prime Minister can end all of this, you know. The Prime Minister can end what he deems to be a witch hunt. All he needs to do is to declare to the Integrity Commission the lawful source of his earnings. That's all.
That's it.
Let's declare where he received.
Let me say this because it's important. Dear TV, what's up, my baby? Hope all is well with you. Let me say this, right? To the labor rights them, please understand that Andrew Honest is not a victim. All that is required of him is what Mr. Cleveland Tomlinson just said. End the witch hunt. Show the Integrity Commission how you made your money. how you made your money. You do that, everything is good, right? But the fact that you have called an election, the fact that you have carried the Integrity Commission to court, the fact that you have carried the Attorney General to court, the state of Jamaica, it says to me, in my deductive reasoning, that you cannot explain your wealth, and you have no intention to. And you want to use your power as Prime Minister in your attempt of a third term to do everything to destroy the Integrity Commission, take out impeachment out of the Constitution, and pretty much get a get out of jail free card. That is exactly what I think. This don't make no sense, bro.
His income.
That's the spirit.
And it would end this entire matter. So the argument that we badman the Prime Minister, no. We are the party that believes in upward socio-economic mobility. We are the party that believes in seeing people rise above their current economic circumstances. So nobody in the PNP no badman the Prime Minister over his resources. All I'm saying is that the Integrity Commission has questions, and as a head of government, you must be above reproach. You know what is interesting? I heard the Prime Minister in some clip when he sought to chastise our leader, and he said that he is a standard bearer, that he sets the standards in the country, and that he has to exemplify and represent what the standards are. That was the point he was making in essence. So I'm saying, Prime Minister, this is not the standard that we want. We don't want a Prime Minister with a cloud of corruption hovering him. You're not setting the right standard, Prime Minister. This is not the standard. And nobody, again, I repeat it, nobody's entitled to be Prime Minister. So if you find yourself in this situation, whilst you occupy the office of the Prime Minister, you must step aside, because you run the risk of tainting the most important office in the country.
Yes.
You know, that is so true.
I'm saying that you're coming from humble beginnings. It's not an excuse.
I'm not born with gold spoon in my mouth, but that doesn't mean it's teeth it.
No, it doesn't mean that at all. I come from very humble beginnings.
Miss Lucky.
Yes.
Can you remind Jamaica of your humble beginnings, Dr. Campbell?
My mother was a domestic helper, and my father was incarcerated, right? She struggled with us, right? So this notion that because you come from humble beginnings does not mean that you should show where you get. I don't know. Normally, people are very happy to show their story of rags to riches.
Yes.
Because it's not a motivating thing. The Prime Minister is the first person I've seen, that have moved from humble beginnings to riches that don't want to share it, Before, normally, everybody talk about their story. I was broke and boy, I did this, I did that, and this is how I made life, Started playing sports. Usain Bolt will tell you it's running that did it, and Vibes Carter will tell you it's music that did it, and people will share their story, try to motivate the next generation. Right. The Prime Minister just needs to share his story. We're not envious, we're not bad minds. Just share the story so other people can understand that they too can make it legitimately.
Yes.
It's a deflection, Jamaica. We're going to take a commercial break right now, and we'll be tonight.
The people.
Went through a very diligent title.
Dr. Campbell.
Yes.
I'm asking you tonight. Are you ready to govern this country?
We are. Andre and to your brothers, we've actually taken the last 5 years to prepare. We are not coming to the people behaving as if we are entitled to a first, a second, or a third term.
Yes.
time in opposition, and we've actually gone out there and we've prepared ourselves properly. And at every step of the way, we've been ahead of this government. In selecting our candidates, we were ahead of them. We completed that process from last year. They're just completing their process this year. We put in place a cabinet. We task each one of them to get a task force so that they can have persons with the necessary knowledge within the sector that they're shadowing, so they can put forward practical solutions. With areas, so that they could get the feedback from the actual practitioners. We put a junior shadow cabinet in place so that they could incorporate the views and aspirations of the young people as well. And we went through a very diligent process.
Yes.
Meeting, doing messaging polls, doing quantitative studies, meeting with the delegates at annual conference, having shadow cabinet retreats, meeting with the different sector groups. And what we've put forward now as our policy platform, as outlined in the manifesto, is the end result of that consultative process that has led to consensus around some issues. And I believe we are being led by a suitable, competent leader who has the integrity that is required, who is coming to the process to serve and not to enrich himself, who understand the legislative process far more than most. In his last stint as Minister of Justice, passed the most legislation that a Minister of Justice a term. Most of the legislation that was needed around the IMF program was drafted by him. Funny, government is taking credit. In 2011, they promised bitter medicine. By the time we had completed our term in office, they promised 1.5, which meant that the economy was in a better state. Dr. Phillips was named Man of the Year for a reason in 2015, right? He was named Man of the Year for a reason.
Don't you find it strange, gentlemen, that Holness is now taking credit that the Jamaica Labour Party government, he's not even Jamaica Labour, but his government has been the best fixer of the economy?
Yeah, man, and I heard him, and just today I was looking back at some of his statements, some clips that he put on social media about how this is the only government that has fixed the economy, and things like those, statements like those hurt me, because I have knowledge, and it's out there for all Jamaicans to read, to look at where the economy is coming from in 2012. When we came to office in 2012, Andre, the economy was on the precipice of a collapse. And this is not exaggeration. Literally. This is not hyperbole. This is the truth.
Literally.
The international financial community wanted nothing to do with Jamaica. The IMF, the World Bank, the IDB, they said no. We're done with Jamaica. In fact, there was a view in Washington, D.C. There was a view held at the IMF that Jamaica needed to crash. Jamaica needed to collapse. The economy needed to collapse for the leaders of the country to see the necessity to reform the fiscal framework. That was the view. It took the political capital of Portia Simpson Miller. It took the hard work of Dr. Peter David Phillips to convince the fund, do not let Jamaica crash. We allow the economy to collapse. Several thousands of Jamaicans would not be able to make it through what would have been a difficult time.
Yes.
So when we came to office, we engaged our partners in the U.S. Congress. We got them to lobby on behalf of Jamaica to get us a meeting with an agreement. We engaged with the IMF. We got an agreement, and that agreement saw us adhering to several structural and economic reforms. If they talk about no new taxes, you should ask them why are they able to say no new taxes.
Wow.
Because it's largely a result of the fiscal reform. We broaden the tax base now. Mark Golding chaired the legislation committee of cabinet.
Yes.
He passed, worked alongside Peter David Phillips, and he passed in the parliament a slew of legislative reforms that would broaden the tax base and leakages in revenues, simplify the tax system, and overall, all of those reforms amalgamated made the tax system more efficient. So the government will be able to realize more taxes over time. You see, I'll drop a bit of economics here. You see, reforms, they don't materialize immediately. You don't see the fruit.
It takes years.
It takes a few years for them to filter through the economy. As economists, we say it has a lag effect. When we say lag, it means...
And that is why Nigel was able to manipulate the economy after Phillips fixed it.
So. Nigel really came in at a time when the fruits of the reforms that we implemented were being crystallized in the economy. So he came in at a time when revenues began to outperform projections because the tax system had become more efficient and generating more revenues for the government at the time. So you should ask the Labourites, tell me what tax reform you have done to generate more revenues in the economy. They can't. But we can tell you what reforms the PNP did to broaden the tax base and to simplify the tax system. We reformed TAJ, and at Jamaica Customs, we worked assiduously with the management at the time to implement the ASUCODA system that would revolutionize customs tax collection. Those things working together generated more tax revenues for government over time. I've always said it. A government, a PNP government preceding the JLP in 2016 was the best gift to the JLP government. It was the best gift to the JLP government because they have really benefited from the outcomes of the reforms that we did without having to make the difficult policy choices that we did. So the decisions that we had to make were costly politically because we had to oversee measures.
But gentlemen, with what they have done with the economy now, you potentially will have to go and make some serious changes to revive the economy because many argue that the economy is now dead.
Yeah, man, we have to focus aggressively on growth. And you're absolutely right. Last year, the country was in a technical recession. And the government will tell you that they have had consecutive quarters of positive growth, only disrupted by the pandemic in 2020 and disrupted by Hurricane Beryl in 2024. But in 2020, before COVID came, the economy was on a downward trajectory. We had positive growth rates, but the economy was growing at a declining rate. In fact, the quarter before COVID came, the economy was stagnant, 0% growth. So one can reasonably forecast that had COVID not come, the economy would have recorded negative growth in that quarter, even if COVID had not come. And again, we saw a replication of that prior to the pandemic, to the Beryl rather. That 5 consecutive quarters, the economy grew at a declining rate, only to end the 2024 fiscal year with 2 consecutive quarters of negative growth, what as economists we call a technical recession. So you're absolutely right, Andre. There will be a lot that Julian will have to do, that Mark Golding-led government will have to do.
And you will have to do as a parliamentary secretary or senator.
that we'll have to do to generate growth in the economy, to make people's lives better. And growth, I don't want our comrades and our listeners to think that this idea of growth is such a technical thing. When we say growth in the economy, it simply means that there's more economic activity taking place. People buying more, people producing more, people selling more.
But growth is going to come in the economy when they give the people them the money to go back from overtime or in a
precisely so, because what that does is that
more spending power.
Exactly.
Them can buy a new sheet and a new cloth.
And what it does is that it stimulates demand in the economy at a healthy rate. So when people have more money in their pocket, they demand more, and the demand can be healthy, can be sustainable, and it can be healthy. When there's a higher demand, then the production to meet that demand will exist. We produce more, output goes up, GDP goes up, the government gets more revenues, can fix a road, can give you better schools, can fix services, can give a better road, so on.
No, man. This young man, Deputy, no, I can't. Deputy, no, Dr. Campbell. This young man is too promising. He breaks down the economy so well to the country. And he has to be, Cleveland, Dr. Campbell.
Yes.
You started to explain the poll to the country. But what part of the poll you never reminded the country is that the time that the poll was conducted was a time that the government was doing a lot. Like independence, celebration, they were rolling out a lot of activities.
Context matters.
The halfway tree meeting, all of those things took place at the same time. But Andre, I don't want people to get caught up in the poll.
Reinforce that tonight, Dr. Campbell, because you have let me just say one thing. The PNP has come from double digits down to where we are right now. You hear me say we? Yes, we. Let them can't find me the next 12, 13 days as comrade. I have no problem. The PNP is coming from a time when Andre Stevens and Dayton Campbell were arch enemies. And we are here right now, Jamaica, in our interest to protect the born and the unborn against the Tutsis.
Yes, yes. Thank you, Andre. This is bigger than what people think. We have to protect the born and the unborn from this wicked government. It's no joke, it's no plaything, it is a very serious thing. These next 11 days, these next few days up until the election, we are beat it till the hammer bend. Beat it. Tell her that.
I've taken over this country and has eroded it. The PNP is where it is right now. When it had no money, it had no friends. It had only 14 MPs.
Yes. We were down 16% in the polls in 2020. 6 percentage points in the polls. Last going into the government, we were 1 point behind in the polls. We put majority votes. We won more divisions, parochial divisions. We won 115 coming up from 98. The Labour Party from 128, I believe, to 113. And we won the same number of mayors. That's when we were percentage point behind. We are now 1 percentage point ahead. Even though it was done at a time that there was a certain feel-good and euphoria for the government, I'm not going to discredit it. 1 percentage point. Let people understand something. There are some factors that you have to look at. When people go to vote, the party carries a certain percentage of individuals to the poll. They will tell you, no matter who is running, I'm going to vote for the PNP, I'm going to vote for the other side. They just vote along party lines and that is not to be discredited, because they've come to that position based on what they have seen over the years as the party that has their best interests at heart. So it's not a frivolous decision. Then you have people that vote based on the leader of the party, with a favorability of Mark Bolin being 3 times the net favorability of Andrew Holness. Mark Bolin hold more votes than Holness will. They vote based on the candidate that is in the constituency. We went through a process from 2 years ago. I said, we cannot select candidates just based on who can win a delegate vote. We have to consider who can win the constituency. And so we selected candidates with that in mind. Who stocked up better against their opponent and can defeat the opponent. That is now coming through to be very valuable in this part of the campaign now.
Strategy.
And from last year, when we came out of the 2 by-elections, we knew we were not going to have any snap election because we defeated them in Morant Bay and Anian Town the Friday before their annual conference.
We will mash them up.
Knew that was a blow to them and that they would need some time to recalibrate. We took that time and we started putting our workers in place, training our workers, getting our canvas done, actual in the field canvas.
Galvanizing the base. Galvanizing the base.
Yes, energizing the base and galvanizing. The level of organization in the PNP now is better than it has been in the last 30, 40 years. We have, from each constituency, before the election was announced, that would have reached somewhere between 85 to 90% of the target that was set for them with their canvas. And since the election call, getting to 100% because, increased interest and activity takes place once you announce. We were our voters guide to our candidates 4 months ago, sometimes we've gotten voters guide even the week of the election. We're able to do that 4 months ago. Start your voters guide so you can start going out there and start this.
1 in 20s.
And how to vote. I am confident, based on what we are looking at internally, our polling internally, our audits that we've done, our sounding that we've done in the constituencies, that we will win at least 38 constituencies.
Repeat that, Dr. Khan.
I am confident, based on the polling that we've done, the audits that we've done, the sounding that we've done in our constituencies, that we will win at least 38 constituencies.
And you can go up to 46.
We can go up into the 40s. I actually expect that we will reach into the 40s, but I'm telling you, the floor is that we will get to at least 38 constituencies.
Dr. Campbell.
Because, you know, to win a constituency, you need to look at it and you need to know how much you need to get. You need to go and identify those persons to meet that. And then you need to have a plan in place to mobilize them. The Labour Party came with a ridiculous notion in February that we were broke, that we're going to run out of energy. When we went into April, they said they're tired. We're like, tired doing what? We were doing, just the party structure was carrying us. We went into divisional conference. All we did was just to organize it. So I to put where I'm putting the leader, where I'm putting myself, where I'm putting Comrade Crawford, where I'm putting the different speakers. Then we came into July, we went into parish meetings, bus tour, parish meetings. We planned it to the T to culminate on the 10th of August, right? Because we figured that's when they would launch, that they would announce the election. The bus tour before to complete the second leg in Portland, and then our final parish meeting on the 10th. There was a clash, and we stepped back, even though we had applied for the permit before. We had an announcement before that we were going there. And we have been able to, at each step, be a few steps in front of the Labour Party. We're able to put out a manifesto over a week before them, even though they're the ones calling the election. At each step of the way, we've been.
You know, I remember when Damian Crawford was kind of MIA, and I heard utterances that, you know, from the party representatives on their campaign that, you know, even from his own mouth, that he was dealing with the manifesto. They have been planning, ladies and gentlemen. That is why the manifesto is so damn good, man. They have been organizing. They've been organizing, and this type of structuring bodes well to show their leadership style, because that type of organization is what you need to run a country. You have to be prepared.
Ahead of them. We will be able to carry out our people on the day and execute on the day. And what I'm asking all comrades to do, and we're thinking, speak to somebody, get them to vote, help on the day. If you have a vehicle, carry some persons to the polling station, get them to vote. Don't get caught up in what they're saying about buying people and doing all of these things. We are a proud people, right? So we're not poor, but we are poor and boastful with it, right? Don't allow anybody to rob us of our dignity. The one time that we are equal in this country is in that polling station. How much money you have, where you come from, what you do. Everybody is one vote. And we are not going to allow some people to use their money to get more than one vote. Each person is going to stand up and allow their voices to be heard. We are voting because we want the first child in our family to get a scholarship and break the chain of intergenerational poverty. We are voting because we want dignity and shelter for our people. We're voting because people want additional resources in their pockets by not paying tax on their overtime and their tips. We're voting because the farmers want a fund dedicated to agriculture that can help them with access to funding, with irrigation, with storage, with land preparation. We are voting because we want changes in the governance structure in the country.
Voting to get out rid of the Tutsis, the disrespect, the criminals in the parliament, who have literal, we're voting against a tyrannical, dictatorial style of leadership. We're voting against cronyism and nepotism in this country. We're voting against wholenessism.
We are.
Voting against fascism and top-partism. We're voting against that.
Hear people like Andrew Wheatley come out and talking about who moved from this seat to that seat and everything. I'm saying to myself, didn't Tufton lose Southwest St. Elizabeth by 13 votes and move to St. Catherine? And when he St. Catherine, didn't you, Andrew Wheatley, take time off as Deputy Gensec to go and campaign against him against Devon Wint? Didn't Wint beat him? And then there was a rumor that Wint slept with little boys and then they took away the seat and gave it to
Oh, yes. You know, the Labour right side, they will literally create.
Right. I have never used taxpayers' money to buy any cake for $100,000. So I'm not in any argument.
150,000.
Right? I've never done anything like that. All I've done is to speak up for the people of Jamaica, and we are tired of this government that is gas.
Hold on there. I something me miss. After we never know this about Andrew Wheatley. Mighty God. What is 150,000 for birthday cake?
Light in the public. Right?
And the taxpayers' money pay for it? Wow.
Light in the public. Pretending, yes, is to speak up for the people of Jamaica, and we are tired of this government that is gaslighting the public. Right? Gaslighting the public. Pretending as if they are not the ones who are creating violence. Every time the Prime Minister goes into Central Kingston is the only time you hear of any violent activity.
True.
When a park bowling goes in there, you see PNP and JLP dancing together and enjoying themselves. These are the people that have reduced our...
You know, so I never think about that. He is right, you know. Every time Andrew go in a Central Kingston, in that area there, it's true, man. It's true. You always hear about some energy and some bad vibes. When Marky G go there, you see Labour them and the PNP them a dance and I enjoy them one another. And you hear Marky G say all in my girl name, Miss Lady there, Miss Knight. Me hear Miss Knight, KD Knight daughter. I heard Mark Golding say a Labour right and say, big up the Labour right them, you know. Yeah man, I love same way, you know, we love you know. I want, you know, the word is love, you know. Me I say, yo, look at that, man. The whole heap of PNP people there and the Labour right are passing and look green shirt and I go through. And Mark Golding, big him up. The word is love. And I lie, Dr. Dayton Campbell tell, bro, me see that every time me see Labour right them in the area dance to the PNP, them and I enjoy themselves. And everybody at all the vibes. I went Marky G there in that place. Andrew Wallace and him government, they're trying to create a division amongst the people of Jamaica. So how can they say choose Jamaica when they might try to destroy Jamaica? And they want the Jamaicans to fight against them one another so that them can stay in power. How selfish and arrogant can you be? What a wicked set of people them, man. Come to think of it, man. Mighty God. No, man. When you think about that, Jamaica.
Gaslighting the public. Pretending as if they are not the ones who are creating violence.
Yes.
Every time the Prime Minister goes into Central Kingston is the only time you hear of any violent activity. When a park bowling goes in there, you see PNP and JLP dancing together and enjoying themselves. These are the people that have reduced our people to scarce benefits and spoils. Where a Rastaman is stabbed over a piece of chicken.
Come on,
man. Is stabbed over and killed over a piece of chicken because of used our politics to scarce benefits and spoils.
Wow.
It is time now for us to vote for a better life and a better future.
Wow.
Dr. Campbell.
Yes.
I'm committing to giving a spokesperson of the party over the next 12 days Day Connection.
Yes.
Midday Connection Jamaica will be a conversation with a spokesperson each day from the PNP.
We will certainly make use of that opportunity. I thank you for it. And we will certainly ensure that each day there is somebody there who can expound and explain on the different policy positions from the party so that the populace can understand fully what it is that we're offering, the practical nature of it, why it is necessary, and how it will make their lives better.
And Dr. Campbell, let me give you another top up. In the night, there is a half-hour segment where the People's National Party, for the next 12 days, will get an opportunity to give updates on the campaign.
You know, I saw talent in Cleveland. Julian saw it. Julian recruited him early. I saw talent in him, and I've put the young, one thing persons can say is that we've put the young persons out there. We have posed the young persons. People have seen that there's real talent in the PNP. There's a space for the young people that can make a contribution. And we will continue to do so. We have several of them vying for candidates, and I hope most of them will be successful. I'm confident. I'm optimistic that a few of them have put in the work and that they will be victorious in the elections that are coming up, and that they can be a voice at the table to advocate for those issues. So I'm sure between the spokespersons for the campaign, Comrade Price as well is an underused asset in my opinion. I've tried. I know he's in a tight contest in Portmore, but he's also somebody that I think is very talented and can be of value in assisting with the communication from the party. So we will ensure that there is a roster and that there's adequate representation in the midday and in the night.
So I'm saying, Jamaica, we are not here to tear down, we're here to build up. So going forward, every day for the rest of the campaign, as a matter of fact, because I've closed for the 2 weeks, in the mornings, I'm going to add an additional program where it will be a morning hour speaking to 2 or 3 candidates. Effective Monday morning, Dr. Campbell, those candidates are out there. We're going to give them a morning program for an hour. I'm going to pull it through, Jamaica. I'm going to be very tired, but we have to pull it through. Where a morning hour is dedicated to the candidates.
And don't forget your responsibility to help deliver Eastern Portland, you know.
I am aware. So there will be going to be three
I'm seeing causing me to be very optimistic about Western Portland as well.
Yes.
I won't go further into that, but I'm seeing something that's causing me to be very optimistic. So, continue.
So Daryl Vazin problem?
I'm not going to go further. They have access to resources. I'm not going to give away anything, but I'm just saying I'm seeing some things that's causing me to be very optimistic.
Okay. But we're going to do this different, Jamaica. We're going to do a rigorous schedule. My producer, I know it is going to...
Big up Andre. That is excellent. So a morning and a midday. And over here, I plan to turn it up as well. It's Team No Sleep, baby. All right. It is Team No Sleep. It's all hands on deck. You know what I mean? Andre only is at 1 o'clock in the morning in my campaign. So we got to do our part as well. Yeah, we can't make the devil outwork with. You understand? Yes. So, hold on. There's one last thing I want to play before I go. This is my pet peeve. This is my pet peeve, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. And I made sure to put these videos up on my platform so we can always find them easily. This right here, sir. This right here, sir. This. Oh, yeah.
The following is paid for by the People's National Party.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, every month my parent and still no one nothing, bro. Yeah. That's why I read the PNP plan, you know.
Oh, the plan to remove the land cost from the low-income house there?
Yeah, man, the same plan that my G. House price are drop both are ground.
Yo, and the many cheap are the serious enough.
Oh, yeah, so General, 50,000 new low-income houses in the first term. But my work informal, bro. I don't feel that you work for me. General, them set the plan just for you. But they are taxi driver or barber like yourself. 6 months rent to qualify you for your mortgage.
Eh?
Yeah,
No,
man.
that big.
Yeah, man. Plus young people that try to get a house for the first time. First time owners, 45 and under. I will get 500,000 grand towards the housing deposit. How much you?
Right, that's all. That is what I'm so excited about. 45-year-old and under. Mighty God of Daniel. Oh, what a day, oh, what a day. At first, it was 35 years old and people. Do you remember that? Yeah, man, the rent to own is a very good plan, man. That's for everybody in Jamaica. How much people in Jamaica pay rent? How much people in Jamaica is paying rent? Brilliant idea. But you see the 45-year-old so under. The $500,000 grant, me want ball, me love it.
Oh, that big. Yeah, man, plus young people that try to get a house for the first time. First time owners, 45 and under. I will get 500,000 grant towards the housing deposit. How much you can use that to walk in a house?
45. That means you own no house now.
Well, on it, brown money, how much?
I am under 45. So I am super elated about this plan. I cannot listen. I cannot express to you the joy. PMP gonna leave. 45 and under people, that is where I leave it. So what happened to, you know, so them say young people rose. Them listen, don't stress me out. Them say young people 45-year-old and under. Stop it. 50-year-old. No, so it was 35 years old, you know, and then changed it to 45. No, God bless Mark Bolin. God bless every member of the People's National Party. God bless Jamaica. I am so excited to get this government, this PMP government, into power. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, man. Bless up on yourself, all of you and our clips. I'm out. Remember, if you like the video before you leave here, thank you. The people in Panam.